Manx Radio Motorsport, the best biking station in the world. Fueled by Ellen Van Fuels, proud sponsors of the Southern 100 Senior and Solo Championship races.
And a very good evening to you from the Motor Isle Ballown Circuit here on the Isle of Man. 4.25 miles around the outskirts of Castletown and running through Ballabeg in towards Ballasalla for the Southern 100 2026. Looking at the weather, continuing dry with sunny spells and light winds for this evening, looking good. Minimum temperatures around 14 degrees. Another dry day tomorrow, sunny spells and a gentle breeze, tops tomorrow of 21. Settle for the rest of the week with a good amount of sunshine and temperatures 23 or 24 degrees Fahrenheit. If you've just arrived on the Isle of Man, welcome. If you haven't been here before, a special welcome to you if you sat around the hedges around this 4.25 mile circle. We've got a busy night ahead tonight. We've got Superbikes heading out first at 6:18 to 6:32. We've got the sport bikes coming out about 6:39 to 6:53. Super Sports, the white-plated Super Sports, there's that many of them, at 7:20 to 7:34. Super Sports on the yellow plates as well, which is 7:41 to 7:55 approximate times. Superbikes get a second run this evening at 8:02 to 8:15. And then we get the sport bikes out again on the green plates with 8:23 to 8:37. And finishing off with the sidecars. Though they go out at 8:44 to 8:58, and my producer just told me there, 24 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit. Do you know what? You come and sit in here, and it's really, really hot in here, and you just get abuse. Excellent work. The rest of our team around the circuit are as follows. We've got Beth Espey down at the paddock there, and we've got Rob Pritchard standing by, ready to go up on the scaffold that's been provided by the sponsor of the main sidecar championship race, which will be held on Thursday. Darryl Blake and his team. Thank you very much to Darryl for popping that scaffold up. And Rob Pritchard, haven't asked you how the premier scaffolding is this year. Good evening to you. How's the scaffold looking?
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Faster Mai, and good evening from Cross Four Ways on this resplendent scaffolding, I must say. I'm absolutely treated. Thanks to Darryl Blake for setting this up for 2026, as always. Preparing, aren't we, for day 2 of the Southern 100 road races on the Motor Isle Ballown course. Fair weather and light conditions during a sultry evening 24 hours ago meant competitors across the board got the first key timed laps in of the meeting ahead of the first racing currently due to get underway tomorrow morning. And if you didn't catch any of the action last night, we saw some impressive markers laid down across the respective classes. Topping the timing charts on Monday evening was Honda racing rider and Ireland resident Dean Harrison, a man consistently at the sharp end in recent years here, going quickest in the Superbike class at 2 minutes, 13.525 seconds. That left him just over 3 seconds clear of his nearest contender. After that, there was very little to separate those in behind him, including Nathan Harrison, Mike Brown, Paul Jordan and Dominic Herbertson in the top 5. Another standout performer last night was a name I've just mentioned, Paul Jordan, setting the standards in both the Supersport yellow plate and lightweight sessions. In the former of those in particular, though, he could have some fierce competition, with Jordan, Joe Yeardsley, Mike Brown and Nathan Harrison all separated by just over a second. Early signs say this could be one of the races to watch. Meanwhile, in the Supersport white plate class, Matthew Rostron, a solo debutant in this meeting 12 months ago, taking top spot on the Green Ant Racing Yamaha. In behind him, a very impressive first outing for newcomer Joey Lambden at second quickest ahead of Daniel Pearson. And further back still, no fewer than 7 first-timers inside the top 15 in total, including the likes of Adrian Hodson, Adam Rayner, Nicholas Round, Martin Morris, Andrew Coulter, Brad Byrne and Blake O'Hare. And from 2 wheels to 3 wheels, it was a truncated late session for the classic sidecars last night. And in their brief time out on course, Kieran Clark and Rob Coppock, the newcomer passenger, setting the pace in a compact field. But all of those were just the opening salvos of this year's races. We can't draw too many conclusions, however. I'm sure we hope that with the weather looking as positive right now as it did yesterday evening, we could see those times continue to tumble. Quick weather check then from Cross Four Ways. Absolutely glorious at around the 3/4 point of this 4.25 mile Motor Isle Ballown course. Just the slightest of breezes, just making the crops in the field across from me bristle just a little bit. South Barrule resplendent and fully clear in the distance as well. And once again, just as was the case last night, a great crowd down here at Cross Four Ways to hopefully see plenty of action out on this wonderful course. So all that's left to say then for the moment, I guess, is let's see what headlines tonight brings before we prepare to go racing tomorrow morning. In the meantime, back to you, Chris.
Thank you to Rob out there at Cross Four Ways. For those of you who are not familiar with the Motor Isle Balloon Circuit, Cross Four Ways is round about 2 3/4 miles into this 4 1/4 mile circuit. The 3-bar marker is just after the exit, Cross Four Ways, and head up towards Church Bends. 4 1/4 miles, been here since 1955. 71 years of this event running. Fantastic to see. 71 years, it says so on the programme, which I hope that you have bought. 71 years of the friendly races. The other member of our team will be down there, hopefully with the Factor 50 on and the chip fat and a hat as well, because it is quite warm here, as we said, on the Isle of Man today. And Beth Espey is down in all the action in the paddock, where we are round about 10 minutes away from getting underway. Beth?
Do you know what? I forgot the hat and I forgot the sun cream as well, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. It is Costa del Isle of Man here, and there is a buzz about the place as everybody getting ready for qualifying day 2. And I'm just going to have a chat here with Ben Wilkinson. Ben, I'm loving that camp chair. That looks incredibly comfortable.
Cheapest you can get from B&Q, that is.
How is your Southern going so far then?
All right, yeah, we just obviously come here, just signatures now for next year's Manx Grand Prix. Who's here for pre-TT? Second Southern we done last year. Didn't have a bad run. We had a water leak on the last race this year, but we still had a good top 10 finish. Doing Super Sport 600 today and lightweights, hoping to qualify for tomorrow. We'll be at Derby the weekend, so yeah, it's going okay. It's always a pressure. We've come from the other side we've come from the UK, just outside of Birmingham, West Midlands, so the expense to get over here, we'll cover it, but can only do that with help of sponsors. So we've got MBV Solutions who's help us out, got Maple Motor Services, and all the help and support from my friends and family. So we've got my parents over here who come over to support me. You can see in the background we've got Derek, we've got Jack and Lawrence. Jack's obviously Maple Motor Services, we've got Lawrence doing social media, and we've got Derek who's come over just as a pair of hands to help as well. But you know, it's all good. Looking forward to getting out on the roads tonight. We just hope the weather holds out for us, because last year it was red hot and my pre-TT was a bit up and down, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully. I tell you, it's just incredible when you think about all the people, Ben, who have got you here in the first place, and it's something that perhaps we who sit and watch don't really realise what goes into it.
The time and the effort goes in behind it. Finance is obviously a big part to play, but the time, effort, the pressure, it's an experience that you can't ever imagine. You know, go on the road whether you're first or last, the lads are still putting the same effort in, the same, you know, under the same pressure. But yeah, no, it's good. I'm looking forward to getting out again. I just hope I just qualify for Wednesday and Thursday. But yeah, it's been good. I don't know where the 12 months have gone, because it only felt like we was here yesterday. We don't hear like we was here yesterday, but it was obviously 12 months ago. But as I said, you know, without all the help and friends and support, my family, and I say the people that come across from me to help me. But obviously we've got people back at home, PCR, have helped me prep for the bikes, and all the lads who work for me as well, they help prep. To be fair, we finished a bit early on a Friday before we come out, so I've had the lads who work for me in the workshops, they've prepped as well for me, so it's all been bang on. But it's quite a big mind game, this is, you know, and the fitness game, I think that's probably where I'm lacking slightly in the fitness, but we'll get there for next year. But fingers crossed we'll get a ride for Manx Grand Prix next year.
Well, everything crossed for that, and everything crossed for a fantastic Southern 100. I'll let you get back to your very comfy chair. If it's gone, it'll be me that's nicked it.
Cheers, thank you very much. Cheers.
That was Ben Wilkinson there. I'm just going to come over here and see if I can speak to one of our newcomers. Bridget the Bear, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. It's definitely a learning curve over here. It's my first real road race, and I'm super excited to be here.
Tell us where you're from.
I'm from Arizona, United States of America.
So how then did you hear about the Isle of Man?
So as a little girl, I always dreamed of, you know, doing extreme sports and doing cool things, and the Isle of Man TT is the most extreme race you can do. So here we are, making my little girl dreams come true.
And how have you found the Southern experience so far?
Everyone has been just so nice and so helpful. I didn't really, was kind of on the back burner. Had a delayed flight and a few other things. So I'm definitely, you know, learning in a hurry, and I'm really excited to go out for qualifying today.
And tell us about the machine you're riding.
So I'm riding, it's actually Eric Wilson's CBR 600. We met him over in Mexico, and he's been like really helpful with helping Americans come over and providing a bike and stuff and just making it easy. So the goal of the week is just to get my feet wet, just to try it, and you know, this is experience gaining for me for the TT one day. And full confession, I actually didn't know the Southern 100 existed until I entered it like a month ago. So yeah, learning in a hurry, and it's a little more complicated of a track than just a couple corners. You know, there's some stuff to learn, but we're doing it and we're here.
And do you know what you said, Bridget? There are so many people here who will want to support you in this as well, but what a fantastic dream to have.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's definitely, you know, I always say, like, you there are two people you have to make happy, 8-year-old you and 80-year-old you, and nobody else really matters. So if little girl me could see me right now, she would just be stars in her eyes over it. So
I bet she would, and you'll be inspiring lots of other little girls out there as well, Bridget. We'll catch up with you again and hope you have a great evening.
thank you so much.
Bridget LeBear there, one of the newcomers all the way over from Arizona. I'm going to speak to another of our female riders here. This is Ashley Robson. And Ashley, I believe it's many happy returns today. Happy birthday.
Yes, thank you very much.
What better way to spend your birthday? How has it been so far?
Yeah, it's been really good. Thankfully the weather's been nicer than what it's been previously when we've been here. So yeah, good. Made a couple of changes to the 600 last night and a couple of tweaks to the twin, so hopefully we'll be going better today.
And you know, this is a circuit that is obviously close to your heart. I mean, you've been on the podium down here. Does that raise the expectations a little bit for you?
I try not to put that pressure on myself. I mean, the 400 and I are best mates, so we're still getting to grips with the Aprilia. But yeah, hopefully we'll just be pushing on and just enjoy it.
How much birthday cake have you had today?
I haven't had any birthday cake yet.
Oh, we need to sort that out.
I know. I'm waiting for the cake. Hopefully my dad's got some after I'm done.
Any decent presents?
Yeah, a couple. I mean, racing, that's a good present enough, isn't it?
And sunshine, we put that on for you especially.
Exactly. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Have a great night, Ashley. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Ashley Robson there. Yeah, what better way to spend your birthday than around here on the mountain course? Just going to squeeze in here and talk to Barry Ferber quickly, who's got a blow-up inflatable armchair.
It's good, that, isn't it?
That's amazing.
You can't sit on it, but it's comfy. It's lovely.
Are you just telling me I can't sit on it, or is that just a general?
Just you. We'll never get you out of it.
How is your Southern going so far, Barry?
All right, it's all good fun. A few little issues last night with the bikes. The Fireblade fuel pump just went out of the blue, so only got 2 laps on it last night. We fixed that, and we had a bit of an oil leak on the Triumph, which we fixed that, so tonight's the night.
It's the joy of road racing, isn't it? You're always tinkering around with something.
There's always got to be something to do in the day, isn't there? Yeah. No, we're sorted now, and the weather's fantastic, so yeah, looking forward to it.
And it's always great to see you here on the Isle of Man. You've always got your team with you. They're always smiling and whatever, but it clearly, road racing here on the island means a lot to you.
It does, yeah. I love coming back here, and especially to the Southern, to be fair. It's such a nice event to be at. It's everybody smiles at the Southern.
Brilliant. Barry, we'll let you go on. As you can hear in the background, the klaxon is just going, signalling the start of this first session, which will be getting underway in absolutely brilliant conditions. Honestly, it's amazing. I'm just going to squeeze in here and talk to Aaron Hands. Aaron, how are you, and how's your race week going so far?
Hello. We've been trying to catch up for how long? We keep looking at each other going, right, are we going to talk or what? It's all right. Last night I had a problem with the 600 with the rear brake, which is completely my fault. I never touch it and it didn't work, so I couldn't go out, but got away on the twin last night and it was mega. I absolutely loved it. It's like an 80 brake horsepower shopping bike, and it was the best thing around here. So I loved it.
Brilliant. Well, it's always good to see you with a smile on your face. We'll let you go and catch up with you again. I'm not avoiding you.
Thank you very much.
Aaron Hands there as the bikes just make their way through the gate. It's always a bit of a flurry of activity down here as people either walk while their team member brings their bike for them. You can see Grant Thompson striding purposefully towards the gate there. Some of the newcomers going out for this session as well as number I can't see what number that bike is that's just gone out in front of me, but it is an RAF bike there, and Michael Dunlop is just popping his gloves on as his bike is wheeled through the gate, so we will be able to see the guys going down to the dummy grid there, making their way down, and very soon will be released out onto the road. And I think they've already gone, Chris.
Yes, Beth, I can just hear them in the background. The way that breeze is just blowing, it's carrying the noises. The exit there by the starting by the paddock area there, and they head towards the Gloverlaw Ballacagan corner, which takes them right, which is right down a long straight down towards Iron Gate through the tight right-hander there. A lot tighter than we said this last night, didn't we? Of course, the tight right-hander that takes you over the railway bridge by the Ballabeg station for the Isle of Man Railways, and then through Ballinores and Joey's Gate, heading towards Ballabeg Hairpin and heading out towards Ballawet. So very bumpy through that section, just past the 2 mile marker there. Then head along towards Williams Corner, very tight and under the trees there. Then dropping down towards the Ballown Dip, the bomb hole, as it's affectionately known locally here. Then through to Cross Four Ways. You want to get there in good time. Remember, the man to beat with the fastest time last night in the red plates. These bikes, the first session, Dean Harrison on the Honda Fireblade on the number 3 machine, 2 minutes 13.52, 114.585. 2 minutes 16.6, second quickest Nathan Harrison. What's it going to be in this session? Superbike second session is live. Let's go to Cross Four Ways and Rob.
We've already had the first 4 machines through on this site and lap. We'd have Marcus Simpson, Nathan Harrison, Joe Yeardsley and Jonathan Perry. There's Peter Hickman as well on the 810 Racing BMW 3-4 more interview, including Paul Jordan and Michael Evans, who were going well in respective classes during the time practice last night. 2 more heading towards us. Who have we got here? That's Barry Ferber on this site and lap into Cross Four Ways. And the number 71, one of the newcomers, Stephen Bellavoine from France, Rob Hodson, Michael Sweeney, and then we've got Grant Thompson, and then the number 51 machine of Radley Hughes. So again, just a bit of a reminder of the timings we were looking at in this class last night. Dean Harrison, as quite rightly mentioned, he was the pace setter, 2 minutes 13.525, just over 3 seconds ahead of Nathan Harrison at 2:16.607, 94 on the way through. To you, Chris.
Leaders gone through there. Marcus Simpson was the first rider on the road with 15, Nathan Harrison, and 12, Joe Yeardsley. They're your top 3 machines, and Jonathan Perry on 42 also going through there on that outlap. Looking at the next machine interview, Peter Hickman. Oh, that sounds so good on the number 10 machine. More machines coming through there now. 1-2 machines past us. Just behind Peter Hickman, Paul Jordan, Almeric Blank, Michael Evans, Julian Trummer, the newcomer through. There's number 9, just heard from him. Barry Ferber. Barry goes through on that 9 machine. So a total of 10 machines so far. Make that 11, make that 12, make that 13. Wow, Rob Hodson, Michael Sweeney, Grant Thompson, Esteban Ballavoine all going through to complete their first opening lap. No times as of yet, but we will get them through as they come through on the second session. As we've got Radley Hughes has just gone through on the number 51 machine. Next machine interview, Mike Brown. Mike Brown on the 4. 2 more machines as quick as that. Wow, that is fast, isn't it? Mike Brown goes through on the number 4 bike. 14, Sam West was in there too. 17th bike on the road. 1 more interview. There's Michael Dunlop on 6. So Michael doing his usual thing at the back of the group. But at the front, it is Marcus Simpson, first man on the road with Nathan Harrison and Joe Yeardsley, your top 3 going past. As Dean Harrison comes out late as well. We'll keep an eye on that. Back to Cross Four Ways.
Yeah, here they are, first time laps. That's Simpson, Nathan Harrison and Joe Yeardsley. So a little swap on the road there. I think Nathan Harrison has just got ahead of Joe Yeardsley on the road, and then a couple of seconds back, number 42, Jonathan Perry as well. We mentioned the top 2, Dean Harrison and Nathan Harrison. Wants to mention as well, Mike Brown was 3rd quickest. He's actually quite low back in the order, as is Michael Dunlop, as Peter Hickman comes through on these first time laps, followed about 3 or 4 bike lengths back by Paul Jordan on the Jackson Racing machine, and then Michael Evans, another local man, on the Dafabet Racing Honda Fireblade. Number 91, Julian Trummer, very experienced around the island on the mountain course already, and number 55, Amalric Blanc, another with experience out at the TT. Barry Ferber on the way through on these first time laps. Rob Hodson, Michael Sweeney relatively close together, around 2 bike lengths between them, coming through Cross Four Ways on this first time lap, and then a couple of seconds back, number 17, Grant Thompson. So it's Dean Harrison, Nathan Harrison, Mike Brown, your top 3 from the previous session. Then Paul Jordan, Dominic Herbertson, Michael Dunlop, Marcus Simpson, Connor Cummins. Over to you, Chris.
Yeah, 2 minutes 16.679 for Nathan Harrison, the quickest lap so far. We've got Joe Yeardsley in a 2:17.193. Marcus Simpson there, 2:17.2. And Jonathan Perry just gone through there in the 42 bike, 2 minutes 20.149. Here's Hickman. Hickman on 10. He goes across the line there now. Hickey in the skipper's time. Let's see if we can get that up for you. Yeah, Hickman to 2:19.438 and Jonathan Perry 2:20.149. So from the top, we got Nathan Harrison 2:16.679. Joe Yeardsley 2:17.193. More machines going through. Julian Trummer goes through as well. Barry Ferber through. Almeric Blank also going through. But Nathan Harrison quickest at the moment. 17, Grant Thompson. He goes through. Now, Grant yesterday, let's see where Grant was. Grant was 13th on the list, and at the moment, Grant is in 10th place with a 2:22.449. Just going to wait for the leaders to go through. 71 should be next, Stephen Ballavoine. As we look up the road, be Michael Dunlop that goes, and about 30 seconds behind him will be Dean Harrison. We'll keep an eye on this, Michael. I think it's the third bike here now. Yes, it is. Michael Dunlop across the line. We'll go to Rob very shortly. Let's see what he's done this time. Michael Dunlop, where does he slot in on the leaderboard? Michael into 8th with a 2:19.93. And there is Dean Harrison through again. I think Dean got through, and he goes top, 2:16.2, Rob. Dean Harrison's on the pipe.
He is, and there's Nathan Harrison, Joe Yeardsley. They've just lapped the number 57 machine of Robert Mitchell-Hill, so they're already catching the back of the field on these latest time laps. Jonathan Perry also overtaking someone on a previous lap is number 31, Colin Croft, just to wants to keep an eye out for as well toward the back of the order as well. Dominic Herbertson and Connor Cummins as Peter Hickman and Paul Jordan come past us this time. So yes, Dean Harrison leading the way at 2 minutes 16.2, Nathan Harrison at 2:16.6, so it's the leading two from last time. Michael Evans and Marcus Simpson on the way through. In fact, Michael Evans just seemed to stop a little bit late there across 4 ways, so he's lost a bit of time on this latest time lap. Number 91, Julian Trummer, number 9, Barry Ferber, then 3 together, it's Hodson. We've also got Michael Sweeney, who's behind another rider on Amalric Blanc, so that's those 3 through. So just looking at this, Joe Yeardsley in 3rd, Marcus Simpson 4th quickest so far as Grant Thompson comes past us as well, and completing the top 5 is the number 22 machine of Paul Jordan. Then it's Michael Sweeney 6th, Rob Hodson 7th, Dominic Herbertson slots into 8th now toward the back of the others we mentioned, just ahead on number 10 Peter Hickman, 9th quickest. There's number 4 Mike Brown on the way through as well, 13th quickest in these opening time sessions, so Mike Brown will probably try and look to pick up the pace over the next few minutes. Number 71 Stephen Ballavoine, the newcomer on the way through, whereas he slotted in 24th quickest. 2 more machines, including Michael Dunlop, who's catching the rest of the field there. We've already heard 8th quickest was Michael Dunlop. He's now down to 10th quickest, in fact, on the way through cross 4 ways at the moment, because up above him, Herbertson and Hickman have moved slightly ahead. Number 57 on the way through is Robert Mitchell-Hill. Or Radley Hughes, I should say, the number 51 machine on the way through as well. So Dunlop, who was 8th across the line on that first timed lap, he is in fact now back down to 10th. Michael Evans, who I mentioned, just ran wide a little bit at cross 4 ways as he came through last time, as number 94 Daniel Nelms comes through. And he's slotting in his Michael Evans at 11th quickest. Jonathan Perry, who's right toward the front of the field. There's number 2, Dominic Herbertson, on the way past 8th quickest, as we've mentioned already. So looking at the times at the moment, a 2:16.2 from Dean Harrison is the current benchmark. 2:13 is what he set last night. Numbers 35 on the way through, Kieran Brocky, and then number 11, Connor Cummins. Connor Cummins down 17th at the moment, and number 26, Dennis Booth on the way through as well. Dennis Booth still to set a timed lap. Just seemed to get out a little bit late in the session, did Dennis Booth there. 3 more machines. Here come the leaders on the road. It's number 15 Nathan Harrison, past 2 of those toward the back of the order, then number 12 Joe Yeardsley as well. So Yeardsley and Nathan Harrison at the front of the order, just starting to pull away from the field and catching some of that traffic. A few more seconds back now. There's one on a previous lap, number 39 Dermot Cleary, number 42 Jonathan Perry, and number 81 Corin Smith, another one on a previous lap at the moment. So as I said, Dean Harrison 2 minutes and 16.2 as Paul Jordan and Peter Hickman made their way past us as well on this latest time. Now there's Marcus Simpson, he's dropped back a little bit on the WH Racing machine there as well, so not sure what's quite happened there. Number 7 Michael Evans just overtaking number 57 Robert Mitchell-Hill on this latest lap as well. No change at the top of the leaderboard as it stands at the moment. It's still Dean Harrison, Nathan Harrison and Mike Brown, and it's the exact top 3 that we have from last night's practice. 4 or 5 machines together on the way through here, including one of the ones toward the back, Colin Croft, number 55 Amalric Blanc, and number 17 Grant Thompson on the way through as well. Among those outside the top 10 impressing, so we've got number 91 Julian Trummer, 17th quickest at the moment, a 2:23.934. Just keeping an eye on things toward the front of the order as it stands. Nathan Harrison goes through, doesn't go quicker on this lap, a 2:17.3 compared to 2:16.6. There's number 6 Michael Dunlop on the way through as well, a 2:19.935 is best so far. Number 3 Dean Harrison there, as we've already mentioned, toward the back of the order, just overtakes, nips up the inside of number 14 Sam West in the order on this latest lap. There's number 71 again, Stephen Bellavoine. Just seeing these other riders coming through. Joe Yeardsley, 4th quickest at the moment. Slower on this particular lap, 2:21.012 to 2:17.1 is his quickest so far. Marcus Simpson is through as well, 2:20.138. Again, a couple of seconds further back. So are they pulling into the pits? We'll just try and find out some information maybe. But they have slowed down, possibly actually, if they're not coming in to the paddock again as Dominic Herbertson goes past at the moment. They may just be, as I mentioned, catching a little bit of that traffic at the back of the field. To you, Chris.
Corin Smith, number 81 and number 31 Colin Croft are both pulled into the pits there now. Here's Michael Dunlop through. Michael in round about 11th place at the moment with a 2:20.793, but no, he's up to 3rd. Michael Dunlop on a charge at 2:16.49. He's only 0.8 behind Mike Brown there, but Dean Harrison quickest at the moment at 2:15.57, not as quick as the 2:13.5 he did yesterday evening. And we got Nathan Harrison just behind him. In fact, no, it's Mike Brown up to second place now at 2:16.336. And it's Michael Dunlop at 2:16.409. Nathan Harrison fourth at 2:17.362. Then we got Joe Yerdsley at 2:21.01. Marcus Simpson at 2:21.38. And then Paul Jordan also in there as well. And there's Dominic Herbison, 10th for Dom at the moment. Does he improve that time? No. 2 minutes 25. He does. Dominic up to 7th at 2:17.347. 3 minutes to go in the session as Connor Cummins goes through. Connor down in the top 20 at the moment, just outside the top 15. 3 minutes to go in the session. As we look up to School Hill once more, one more rider comes towards us. 94, Daniel Nelms on the Yamaha R1 through, and there's Nathan Harrison. Can Nathan improve on a 2:17.362? No, not that time. A 2:18.578. He stays in fourth position. Joe Yerdsley through as well at 2:18.79. More riders going through to complete their laps. We look up again once more. 1, 2, 3 machines. Keith Pringle in there too. 42, Jonathan Perry. Where's Jonathan? 14th for Jonathan at the moment. And there's Hickman through. Does he improve this time on the number 10 machine? He doesn't improve. He stays in 12th position with a lap time of 2:18.147. Less than 3 minutes to go in the session. Back to cross four ways.
Yeah, so Dean Harrison at 2:15.578, so he's up the pace on that previous lap. So those toward the front of the order will, as it stands, if they've not pulled into the paddock, will get at least one more lap out there before the checkered flag comes out. Number 71, Stephen Bellavoine on the way past there. Stephen Bellavoine, 23rd quickest still at the moment at 2:33.8, his quickest time so far. We should be seeing, as Dominic Herbertson comes past us as well, Michael Dunlop has actually moved up into third at the moment here at as I'm here at Cross Four Ways, I should say, but Michael Dunlop, sorry, I should say, up to third at the moment at 2:16.4 at the moment. In fact, Michael Dunlop is up to second. Dunlop has gone up to second here. He's gone at 2:15.122, and Dean Harrison has set the fastest lap of the meeting so far. The two of them are together on the road as Nathan Harrison first on the road comes past us. Dean Harrison, new quickest time of the meeting so far, 2 minutes 12.430. Dean Harrison upping the pace yet again. Joe Yerdsley on the way past at number 94. Daniel Nelms on the way past at Cross Four Ways. So Dean Harrison, he's upping the ante at the moment, nearly a second quicker than his fastest lap last night. A couple of other machines toward the back of the order making their way past along the number 42. Jonathan Perry as well moving up the inside past number 26. Dennis Booth. 1 minute left in the session. Peter Hickman on the way through there as well. And Paul Jordan's just dropped back behind him in the last couple of minutes, as is number 23 Marcus Simpson, who keeps dropping back. So just a reminder, Dean Harrison 2 minutes 12.4, that's your benchmark. Michael Dunlop is now up to second. Had some mechanical issues with that Honda last night, but seems to have just started to get things on song as Rob Hodgson comes past. Number 65 Michael Sweeney as well on the way through as well. Dunlop at 2:15.1. Mike Brown making up the top three. In fact, Nathan Harrison just this second has moved up into the top three. He's the first on the road at the moment, 2:15.8. So we're under that 2:16 mark. And still Dean Harrison leading the way, a good, 2.6 seconds clear of Michael Dunlop. 4 more machines past us on these latest time laps. There is Dean Harrison catching more of the field as he just moves up the inside past the number 55 machine of Amalric Blanc there as well. Checkered flag is out. Back to you, Chris.
And Peter Hickman crosses the line in round about 11th place. Don't think he improves on that last lap. No, a 2:18 is his best. That lap for Dean Harrison in the 115s now. One man who has made a move, well, we've been over with Rob, is Dominic Herbertson up to 5th position. But Dean Harrison quickest at the moment, 2:12.430 as more machines. Marcus Simpson, Paul Jordan, Peter Hickman, Rob Hodgson goes through as well. Rob in 7th at the moment. 2:16.62. Rob doesn't improve. He did a 2:17.4 that time. Another rider through, 39. He goes across the line there. As we look up the road once more, that's Mike Brown. Is Mike going to improve this time? 2 minute 20 was his last lap. Does he improve on that one? The 2:18.366 stays in 4th place. Does Mike Brown? Sweeney through. Dean Harrison through as well. 2:12.43 obviously was the time to beat, and he's just gone through to complete a lap in 2:17.1. But it's Michael Dunlop we're going to keep a little eye on there. 2:15.122 compared to what he did last night. Michael was at 2:18.6. Looking at that lap for Dominic Herbertson, Nathan Harrison is actually out on another lap as well, so he managed to get through before the flag went out. Sam West, that is number 14. Sam has just gone across the line there now. All we got to wait for is 57. He's coming across the line to finish there also. And we're waiting for Connor Cummins. I think he's still out there. Michael Evans also still out there, keeping an eye on what they're doing. Joe Yerdsley has just gone through Cross 4H2. As we look up, there is Dominic. Dominic in 5th position at the moment with a 2:16.3. He stays in 5th position, and obviously these times will all be collated with yesterday's first Red Plate Superbike times. Here's Connor. Connor's quickest lap yesterday was a 2:18.799. His quickest lap today, a 2:18.444. 2:18.444 for him. Michael Dunlop. Nathan Harrison has jumped back up to 2nd place with a 2:14.836. That's a pretty good lap there for Nathan. A 2:14.836, 113. I beg your pardon, 113.471. His last lap there for Nathan. Dean Harrison, definitely the man to beat in this one. More bikes continuing. I think everybody just about back there. I think it was Joe Yeardsley just going through there as well. One more machine. I think that was number 9, or was it number 7? Michael Evans. Just going to double check that in a minute. The screen has just decided to play no games as usual, but these things happen, innit? So everybody safely through. Julian Trummer finished, Almeric Blanc, Keith Pringle, Austin Webster, Kieran Brocky, Stephen Bolavoine. But again, it's Dean Harrison, Rob Pritchard out there across 4 ways. He is the man we're going to have to keep an eye on. We thought we would. He's an outright lap record holder, isn't he? A 2 minutes 10.167, and he's already getting pretty close to that, isn't he, with that lap that he did. His average speed is just 2:12.430.
And we're seeing the pace going up more generally. In fact, I was just doing some quick calculations here, actually, in this session in particular, looking at here's a benchmark here of 2 minutes 19. Of yesterday, there were only 8 riders who managed to dip under the 2:19 mark. It's now 12. The first 12 in that particular session have now dipped under 2:19 as well. So generally picking up pace across the board. Dean Harrison was right toward the back of the order, along with a few others, the likes of Michael Dunlop, Dominic Herbertson and Connor Cummins there. But then Dean Harrison just seemed to free himself a little bit, and he actually ended up trailing right behind Michael Dunlop there, who, as we know, is absolutely no slouch around here, or indeed in any road racing event he seems to take part in, but just started to get a little bit more fresh tarmac in front of them, as well as the course inspection cars start making their way up towards us as well at the end of this session. Nathan Harrison, a fantastic lap out there. He was right on it coming through cross 4 ways in that particular session. He was leading out on the road constantly. Marcus Simpson was right up behind him initially as well, and then Marcus just seemed to drop a little bit down the order. Not too bad though from Marcus's perspective. He is inside the top 10 from that particular session, a 2:17.2. But Michael Dunlop, again, just quickly coming back to him, we heard he possibly had some mechanical issues in that previous session, but seems to have got things running a little bit more smoothly inside the top 3 for that particular session. Over to Beth.
Well, I'm here with Corin Smith, who's just been out there. I should say at this point, your friend Sean Anderson said we should have a word with you, so big hello to Sean. How have your couple of days been so far?
Yeah, they've been amazing. I'm blown away by how well organised it is. I think the club obviously does a fantastic job. It's regimentally run. Really, really impressed with it so far. The circuit itself is fantastic. I'm still in the learning phase though.
It is a lot to take in, isn't it? We just heard the klaxon there. That is signalling the start of this green plate session, so all the bikes are just heading to the gate there. And yeah, it's a lot to do, isn't it, when you've got the bike to think about the setup and learning the course as well, I guess.
Yeah, learning the course has been a big one for me. I actually retired from racing in 2012, and Sean Anderson talked me into coming back again. So I came back a couple of years ago, and then he was kind enough to take all my money off me and sell me that 1,000 too. So Sean's heavily responsible for me standing here today.
But you're still smiling though, Corin.
Oh, absolutely loving it.
Brilliant. Have a great couple of days. We'll catch up with you again.
No problem, thank you.
That was Corin Smith there. So yeah, these green plated machines then just making their way down through the gate. Honestly, conditions could not be any better down here. I bet it's a little bit warm wherever you are sitting on the hedges. And you know, let's just give a shout out to I think around 190 marshals that are around this course, which is quite incredible. And I was talking to the Chief Marshal, Jewin, a little bit earlier, and so many of them come from across just to do this marshalling over here, which is not only dedication, but just shows what a fantastic organisation it is that people really want to be part of. So they are now just lined up on the dummy grid there, and I think the gate has opened, Chris, and they're on their way.
Thank you very much, Beth. Yes, you can just hear the machines just leaving you at the end there. Looking back at the qualifying for these guys last night, guys and girls, Paul Jordan from Macrofelt on the Aprilia Jackson racing machine. He was quickest with a 2:25.391, 105.233. Joe Yeardsley on the Flitwick Motorcycles Yamaha R7 with a 2:26.86 was second at 104.181, and third was Michael Sweeney on the 65 bike, the MSR Racing Aprilia, the Skerries rider there, 229.263, 102.504. There is Barry Ferber. Baz, of course, on the number 9 machine, the DC Autos 700 Yamaha, the Bishop's Castle rider at 102.484. And fifth position on number 44 bike, the only pattern in the field, the SMT Racing pattern, the Wigan rider, Rob Hodson, was in fifth place at 101.468. Then we had 17 Grant Thompson, 2 Dom Herbertson, 92 Jamie Williams, 18 Michael Bampton. Your top 10 was number 42 Jonathan Perry. Aprilia seemed to be the machine to use in this class, be it sport bike or super twin. And let's get out to Cross Four Ways for their sighting lap.
Yeah, so maybe the Aprilia the top choice at the moment, but of course, as I think you alluded to a little bit last night, Chris, is the fact that it's a bit of a class in transition, isn't it, because of the introduction of sport bike machines along with the twins as well. We're seeing such a variety out there this year at the moment. We've got Triumphs, we've got Yamahas, we've got Hondas, a couple of 250s in there, Dan Sale and Adrian Scaife. Here they are on their first sighting lap, Jamie Williams and Paul Jordan. Then Stephen Gorton, the number 99 machine, and number 59 as well, Sep Noel. Sep Noel was going well, just outside the top 10 in the previous session at 239.634. Number 18, Michael Bampton, on the way past as well, and number 84, Luke Blevins, and other local riders. 4 more machines, including Paul Cassidy and Barry Ferber out there. We already mentioned Barry Ferber, 4th quickest, only 2/100ths of a second off Michael Sweeney. So on the basis of that, as number 42 Jonathan Perry comes past, Barry Ferber could be in the mix for honours. It seems to be that all of that top 5 were either on or under the 2.5 minute mark. So on the basis of last night, as 3 more machines come into view, including Grant Thompson and number 28 Blake Kelly, another of the local riders from Douglas, and number 21 James Leatham from Goulburn, Wigan Way. 60, 77 and 64 also on the way through on this sighting lap, and number 49 Will Birchall as well. So 2.5 minutes, that was around the benchmark for top 5 last night. To you, Chris.
Paul Jordan, first man on the road on the 22 machine, and 3 more machines have just gone past us there. Gen 92 Jamie Williams, number 99 Stephen Gorton, all safely through. 59 Sep Noel, 1 more machine across the line, so quick in perfect conditions. Barry Ferber goes through. 45 in there too, Lee Osprey, 14th in qualifying there yesterday. Paul Cassidy through on 5, 25 Andrew Hurd, 84 Luke Blevins, 45 Lee Osprey, as you say. 10 machines so far, and that looks like a possible retirement into the paddock for number 42 Jonathan Perry, who qualified in 10th yesterday. We'll look up the road once more. And that's Grant Thompson, going to be a retirement on 17 as well. The 6th quickest man. 1 more machine, 2 more machines, 3, 4 machines across the line there now. 77 also going through as well. 77 Daniel Pearson in 12th position. That was Dale Brew, Leon Murphy, Blake Kelly and James Leatham. But let's get back to Cross Four Ways. Paul Jordan is the first man on the road, and he'll be there very shortly with Rob.
It will indeed. We just had another machine actually pull up here at Cross Four Ways. It looks like it's Joe Yeardsley, who might be able to go back on his way in a moment, but pulled over at Cross Four Ways on that previous lap. We just wait to see. Yes, it looks like he's getting the signal. Yep, he's back on his way round the course. So whether he continues or pulls into the pits, we'll have to wait and see. Just keep an eye lower down the order as well. The winner from this race last year, Rob Hodson, same as last night. He's quite a way back behind the rest of the field as number 22, Paul Jordan, comes through on this first timed lap. So Paul Jordan, he was first across the line last time as well. Paul Jordan on the way through. Then number 92, Jamie Williams, who was leading the field on the sighting lap. Number 99, Stephen Gorton, just like last night as well. Stephen Gorton out toward the front of the field in this particular class. Number 59, Sep Noel, on the way through as well. So keep an eye out further down the order. Rob Hodson and Dominic Herbertson, just 2 to maybe keep an eye on as Michael Bampton and Barry Ferber through on these first timed laps as well. Number 5, Paul Cassidy, the very local man indeed from the Castletown area. Number 25, Andrew Hurd. And then we've got number 84, Luke Blevins. And number 45, Lee Osprey, on the way through as well. So they'll be roaring their way through Church Bends, then getting back on the gas again, all the way along that long stretch. That slight right-hander taking them onto the Great Meadow, and then that fast left-hander going into Stadium as well. To you, Chris.
Well, Joe Yeardsley has continued on. He's not stopped and gone into the paddock. Whatever problems he had have been sorted out, so he's gone through to complete his first out lap as Paul Jordan goes past with an opener of a 2:25.052. Straight away, the Macrofelt man is quicker than what he was last night, so quicker for Paul Jordan, 2:25.052. Jamie Williams through with a 2:33.128, and Stephen Gorton just gone through there as well, 2:33.914 for the number 99 machine. And Sep Noel on 59, 9 Barry Ferber, 18 also going through Michael Bampton, but Barry Ferber up to second with a 2:29.9, some 4.8 seconds back off Paul Jordan. 25, next rider through there. 25, Andrew Hurd from Preston. He goes through. 84 also through. Local man, of course, Luke Blevins. He's just gone past us there with Lee Osprey just ahead of him there, 9th and 10th. Lee in 9th and Luke in 10th position. But at the front, Paul Jordan, well, last night he was about a second, 1.4 seconds ahead of the second place man, Joe Yeardsley, who is only just in front on the road of Paul Jordan, who is quickest with a 2:25.052, and then, of course, 105.479 miles an hour. As Dan Pearson goes through again, the leaders will be with Rob.
Yeah, so Paul Jordan, what's that? Just under 5 seconds quicker than Barry Ferber, a 2:29.9 for Barry Ferber compared to 2:29.2 last night. So not too much difference as number 12, Joe Yeardsley, on the way past us here at Cross Four Ways. So Joe Yeardsley out there and followed closely by number 22, Paul Jordan, on the way through as well. So those two, about 2 or 3 bike lengths separating them through Cross Four Ways on this latest time lap, but they've got some gap to the rest of the field at the moment. So outside of the top 3 of Jordan, Ferber, Hodgson slots into third at 2 minutes 30.8. There's number 92, Jamie Williams, and number 99, Stephen Gorton, on the way through. Stephen Gorton completing the top 5 at the moment at 2:33.9, 7/10 of a second off the base of number 92, Jamie Williams. 59, Seth Noel, number 9, Barry Ferber, on the way through as well. Can Barry maybe just close the gap a little bit? We'll have to wait and see. 18, Michael Bampton, 8th quickest in the early stages of this session at 2:35.9 for Michael Bampton. 8th quickest at the moment. Number 5, Paul Cassidy, who we mentioned before, is on the way through as well. 7th quickest, 7/10 of a second off the base of Stephen Gorton, who's 6th quickest. Dominic Herbertson and Rob Hodgson, as we mentioned, have crossed the line. Hodgson slotting into 3rd. Dominic Herbertson up into 5th. He was right toward the back of the order. A couple more machines coming past us on this latest time lap, and one of those is number 84, Luke Blevins. And slotting up to the 2nd is Joe Yeardsley. So whatever mechanic he had at Cross Four Ways on that previous lap and had to make some tweaks, they've certainly worked, because he's up to 2nd, Joe Yeardsley, 2.5 seconds off the pace of Paul Jordan, at 2:26.887. So how does that compare? It's almost identical, really, to his best time from last night at 2:26.860. So Joe Yeardsley has got that Flitwick Motorcycles, the R7 machine, singing a little bit more. Number 61, Leon Murphy, and number 77, Daniel Pearson, on the way through as well. Pearson 15th quickest, Leon Murphy 16th quickest. There's Rob Hodgson, just slots up the inside past one of the other riders there on his way through. He remains 3rd quickest at the moment. In fact, no, he's dropped to 4th quickest, as we did mention Joe Yeardsley, my apologies. Blake Kelly in the midst of a group of 4 or 5 machines on the way through as well. Michael Bampton is up into 5th at the moment, actually crossing the line at the moment. Best lap at 2:33.096, that latest lap that he's managed. Paul Jordan at 2:24.379, so he's going quicker as Paul Jordan at the moment. Paul Jordan is setting the benchmark, as we well know. Number 19 on the way through, along with Dominic Herbertson. So that's Aaron Hands just ahead on the road of number 2, Dominic Herbertson. So again, just to recap your top 5, Paul Jordan, Joe Yeardsley, Barry Ferber, Rob Hodgson, and Michael Bampton as 2 more machines on the way through. Then it's number 92, Jamie Williams, 6th quickest on a 2:33.128, the best time at the moment from Jamie Williams. And then Dominic Herbertson, 7th quickest. Starting down this time is number 99, Stephen Gorton. Was as high as 5th at one stage in this session. Paul Cassidy and Seth Noel making up the top 10, and it looks like Joe Yeardsley has pulled over again at Cross Four Ways, so he's got himself up to 2nd quickest. That's the 2nd time he's now pulled over at Cross Four Ways, so we'll wait to see, will he rejoin? He's circling around as though it looks like he will be rejoined. There's a gap in the road, and he has. So he's had to make some more adjustments again, Joe Yeardsley, so there won't be much for him on this latest timed lap, but he is up to 2nd at the moment. To you, Chris.
Yeah, just over 9 minutes gone in this Southern 100 green plates, the lightweights, the Super Twins, and of course the sport bikes, and that is the triumph for number 2. That's Dom Herbertson, 2:33.2 to beat. No, he's done a 2:33.684. That time for Dominic Herbertson. Stays in 7th place, but back in the front, it's still Paul Jordan with a 2:24.37, who's quickest at the moment. 79 goes through that, Ashley Robson. Dan Sale, you heard that 250 going through. Where does Dan slot in? 19th place, 41 Russ Brook. He slots into 17th place. We mentioned Ashley Robson there. She slots into 20th position. Rob Hodgson did come through a bit earlier on, a 2 minutes 30.436 for Rob. He pulls into 4th position as a rider. Just missed who the number that was. They're just pulling in to the paddock. And there is Joe Yeardsley again. So Joe Yeardsley has gone through that time. Yeah, obviously losing that time. And Paul Jordan has just gone through as well with a 2:35.153. So it might have been him going into the pits. In fact, it says on the screen here he has continued. But Jamie Williams on the 92 machine just through. 2:34.2 that time for Jamie. Doesn't improve on his 2:33.128, but at the front it's still Paul Jordan, 2:24.379 compared to a 2:25.391 that he did last night. So a little bit quicker there for PJ on the Super Twin, the Aprilia machine. As we get number 5, Paul Cassidy going through. 9th for Paul. He's on a GSXR 800 machine as Paul Cassidy there. The 800 Suzuki GSXR. And does he improve that time? No. 2:34.695. He's just inside the top 10 in that 9th position. But Paul Jordan still leads the way at the moment as 25 goes through. That's Andrew Hurd. We mentioned him for the Preston rider. Another rider. 2 more riders just across the line. We have got, just looking over the board there now just to see how long to go in the session. They put a little board up here just alongside us here at the finish line. As 84 goes through again, that of course Luke Blevins. As 44, Rob Hodgson. That's the one I was waiting for. 2 minutes 30.436 to beat. And does Rob improve on that time this time? Just waiting for the time just to pop up for me. It hasn't popped up. He does. He jumps up into second. Only 1.144 in behind Paul Jordan. So it's hotting up as number 77, Daniel Pearson, goes through. And we must say hello to Graham and Nikki Drydale, 25 years married, who are here on the Isle of Man watching out there on the Motor Isle Balound circuit with the news that Paul Jordan is leading the way only just now. Rob Pritchard from Rob Hodgson. Let's go across 4 ways.
Yeah, with Rob Hodgson with the lap as Jamie Williams comes past. Joe Yeardsley has gone past across 4 ways on his latest lap as well, so we'll see how they do. Stephen Gordon and Barry Ferber. Barry Ferber went quickest, his quickest on his previous lap as well, 2:29.147, 4th quickest at the moment. Rob Hodgson, when he came through before, we've got 3 minutes of this session remaining, so 3 minutes of this session still to go. Rob Hodgson had cleared a lot of traffic on that previous lap as well, so that might have been one of the keys on that SMT racing machine to picking up the pace. As number 5, Paul Cassidy on the way past, still 9th quickest. Paul Cassidy at the moment didn't go quick on the previous lap at 2:35.2. His best so far in this session of 2:34.6. So Paul Cassidy didn't go quicker on that previous lap, but Joe Yeardsley, who has got going once again and did go round cross 4 ways this time without having to stop, he does look like he's catching a little bit of traffic, so might that affect his time as number 25 Andrew Hurd and number 59 Sepp Noel. Sepp Noel still in the top 10 at the moment, so that's a good session for Sepp Noel so far. Number 45 Lee Osprey, 13th quickest at the moment. There is number 44 Rob Hodgson, so we'll see if he picks up the pace again. Can he close the gap a little bit more? As we were hearing from Chris Kinley, he's just over a 10th of a second off the place of Paul Jordan, who's already pulled back into the paddock. His work done in this session. Number 84 Luke Blevins on the way past, 18th quickest, so the local man still running inside the top 20. In fact, let's just have a quick look outside the top 20 at the moment as well. So Ashley Robson completes the top 20 as we heard at the moment. 21st quickest at the moment is Roddy Taylor, the number 68 machine, 2:47.4. Number 77 Daniel Pearson, you can hear going past us there. 22nd quickest, number 19 Aaron Hans going past us there. Number 61 Leon Murphy at the moment as well. 23rd quickest, number 64 Russell Taylor. Number 21 machine of James Leatham now coming past. Number 2 Dominic Herbertson still circulating out there. Dominic Herbertson 5th quickest at the moment as well, so just inside the top 5. Just completing your top 25, we'll get through those as well. Number 70 Dale Brew at 2:49.1, and number 40 Adrian Scaife on the 250 at 2:49.3. There's 4 more machines interview here across 4 ways at the back of that little convoy is number 60 Jack Andrews, the newcomer, 28th quickest at the moment. So we're keeping an eye on Rob Hodgson. What's he going to do on that latest lap? 2:25.390 was the last lap from Rob Hodgson. Not a 2:20, the 2:24.5 was his best, so not quicker at the moment as well. So it looks like Paul Jordan may just hang on to that top spot in this particular session as number 79 on the way past Ashley Robson, who we mentioned before. There's Joe Yeardsley again, so he's got another lap in at the very least as Joe Yeardsley on the way through as well. There he is back on the box on the exit from cross 4 ways and roaring towards Church Bends. Here on a previous lap is number 69 Ian Solue. Ian Solue, incidentally, running Ian Solue, just taking a look at that at the moment, running in 30th at the moment. Barry Ferber is out as well still. Barry Ferber looking to try and get more pace toward the latter stages of the session, I should say. Number 58 on the way past Seb Evans on the newcomers. Number 53 Ben Rainbow. Number 18 Michael Bampton. Michael Bampton still running quite strongly as well. Checkered flag is out. Over to you, Chris.
Yeah, Michael Bampton, you just mentioned there, he did a 2:34.7 tonight. He did a 2:34.725. So very slightly quicker for Michael. Good 6th position for him. But at the front, Paul Jordan still quickest there, 2:35. I beg your pardon. Let's get back to the right screen. 2:24.379. And there's Joe Yeardsley. Now, can Joe upset the apple cart there? Let's see if Joe makes a little move on that one. Last lap at 2:27.339. So not an improvement for Joe. He will stay in that 3rd position. Barry Ferber in that fourth. Dominic Herbertson, big jump for Dominic there in the last couple of laps, like you said. Rob, there's Baz Ferber. Now let's see if Baz just improves to go back to see what Dominic was doing. Does Dominic, Barry doesn't improve that time with a 2:34. More riders going through. Jamie Williams, he finishes. There's number 40, Adrian Scaife on that Moto 3 machine. He goes through 99, 56 and 18. All finished 99. Stephen Gorton in there too. 52 in there we go. Just didn't catch that last number go through there. But Paul Jordan, quickest at the moment then with a 2 minutes 24.379 for the Macrofelt man. 0.144 ahead of Rob Hodson. Then it's 226.8 for Joe Yeardsley on number 12 machine. 9 Barry Ferber, 229.1. 2 Dom Herbertson, we mentioned him, didn't we? With a 229.462. We look up 2 more bikes. 25 goes through and across the line and finished for number 25 there, Andrew Hurd from Preston. He's had a good few mentions, hasn't he? And 45, Lee Osprey. Lee in 12th position in this session. So we'll continue down to 6th, number 18, Michael Bampton. 7th for number 92, Jamie Williams. 8th for number 99, Stephen Gorton. 9th for number 59, Sepp Noel. 10th for number 5, Paul Cassidy. Then it was 25, Andrew Hurd. 45, Lee Osprey. 77, Dan Pearson. 8, Dan Sale. And 61, Leon Murphy completes the top 15. 90, Anthony Stevens. 21, James Leatham. 79, Ashley Robson. As we had 2 more machines coming towards us. That looks like Dan Pearson to me. It is. Dan Pearson and Dominic Herbertson. So Dan goes across the line. Does Dominic improve that time? 2:29.4 to beat. 2:29. Yeah, that is as quick as up. 2:29.4. And I don't think that he improved either, did Dan Pearson. 2:39.72. That was a slightly quicker lap there for him. He stays in 13th. So we got to 15th with Leon Murphy. 16th, 16th, number 90, Anthony Stevens. 17th, 21, James Leatham. 18th, number 79, Ashley Robson. 19th for 84, Luke Blevins. And your top 20, 41, Russ Brook. Then 68, Roddy Taylor. 19, Aaron Hans. 64, Russ Taylor. And 60, Jack Andrews. But again, Rob, out across 4 ways, it's Paul Jordan stamping his authority on these green-plated Super Twin machines.
It is indeed, and again, it follows a similar pattern from last night in terms of, I suppose, positioning on the road. Obviously, riders will have their respective preferences, won't they? Some like to have riders to almost follow, if you like, and something to chase, whereas some prefer that fresh tarmac in front of them. Paul Jordan's certainly one of them, and he's reaped the rewards of that 2:24.379. I mean, how does that compare? He's best part of a second quicker than he was last night at 2:25.391. And Rob Hodson, he was just, again, caught in a little bit of traffic as the course inspection car comes past us as well. Rob Hodson just seems to be caught toward the back of the order. Whether that's his preference or not, I'm not quite sure, but maybe just holding him up. And Joe Yeardsley, who stopped twice here at Cross Four Ways as well, he did get an excellent lap in of that flying one that he did, a 2:26.887. So if you can get that Flipwhip Motorcycles machine fettled a little bit more, perhaps, and a little more consistent, he could be challenging with the likes of Hodson and Jordan going forward. But a mention as well to Barry Ferber and Dominic Herbertson in the top 5. And also just a quick mention, the likes of Sepp Noel and Stephen Gorton also inside the top 10. Over to Beth.
Yep. I'm with one of the newcomers here. We're trying to speak to as many newcomers as we can. Adam Rayner, how is your newcoming experience going so far?
I love it. I feel at home. I feel right at home. I want to move here now. No, I'm sorting out Oliver's Mount and Aberdeen, smaller ones, and they're quite technical. There's a lot of hairpins and stop-start. It's quite a nuisance, really. But coming here, it flatters my riding style, and I love it, and I've gelled straight away. And I want to take away a 100-mile-an-hour lap. I don't care where I end up. First or last, not bothered. So I'll try and get 100-mile-an-hour lap, and I'll be happy. And I'm 97 points something now, so I'm loving it here. Yeah.
I'm looking at the size view. There is a stretch written on your machine here. I'm assuming it's something to do with your height. How on earth do you keep yourself tucked in there?
Well, I'm quite self-conscious about being tall. Not in a bad way. Like on the bike, I'm conscious about getting under the bubble and getting tucked in, trying to make myself small. And I sitting down the shop down there, these little windscreens you can put on, and it just my elbows stick out, you see. So get them on, it just transforms the way I ride. It just, honestly, you can't feel any wind. It's phenomenal. 20 quid, best thing I ever bought.
Absolutely amazing. Oh, we're so glad you're enjoying it. And your team here as well, who have you got with you?
My uncle John Thompson over there. Yeah, I was on my own. I just had a newborn with my missus Christine. So it's about a month old, so I couldn't really bring them. So John stepped in last minute. He's been a godsend. So
you've come over here to get some sleep, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Adam, lovely to talk to you. We'll catch up with you again. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Cheers, mate.
We obviously heard that Grant Thompson had a little bit of an issue in that last session, and I spoke to his mum, Kat. Apparently it's because the fairings were catching on the steering damper, so that was the problem there. I'm just going to squeeze in here and talk to Matt Sale. I did mention this fantastically pink-coloured machine yesterday. Matt, how is your Southern going so far?
I can't say politely. Not well. Should we go with that? Broke down last night. But it's just been a story of the year. Everything I've touched, I've broken this year. But it's all good. Sun's shining. We'll go back out, have another go tonight, and if it breaks again, just go to the pub, innit? It's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, I suppose that's the sun is shining, and that's the thing, isn't it? We talk to so many people, and road racing just takes so much, doesn't it? It takes it financially, it takes time-wise, and it takes mentally too.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it certainly does. Like especially financial and all that kind of stuff. But it's nowhere near as expensive as getting married. Like we're getting married in November. Racing looks cheap compared to that, I tell you. Blimey heck. But yeah, no, it certainly is. It does take out on all aspects of life. Everything goes into your racing. But on nights like this, it's worth it. It's worth it. It all comes good.
And that's the thing, is it? People listen to that and listen to what you have to do to get here and think, why on earth do you do it?
Because it's mint. It's the best thing in the world. What else are you going to do? It's just, it can't put into words. It's just mega. That feeling when you're a bike, it's just the best thing in the world.
Has this been something you've always wanted to do?
Yeah. So I had to wait till I was old enough to buy my own bikes. My mum hated the idea. So I had to wait till I was old enough, and then it's kind of gone from there, and it's been love it. So yeah.
Well, it may have broken down yesterday, but it is a magnificent looking machine.
Thank you very much indeed. Cheers.
Hope you have a much better night.
Nice one. Cheers. Have a good evening.
That was Matt Sale there. So we keep hearing this, don't we? Just how much goes in to getting people here. So we are starting to line up by the gate. There's a little bit of delay just because the recovery van has been going round and just picking up some of the machines that have stopped there out on course. And if I can just jump in here with Jonathan Perry now. I know you were tinkering around with your machine before. What's going on?
Yeah, just making a few changes for the next session tonight.
And how is your Southern going so far?
Yeah, it's been going good actually. Yeah, I missed last year due to work commitments, but yeah, back this year and first time here on the Honda Fireblade. So yesterday was just a bit of a test really, and then we made changes from yesterday and it's improved it again. So yeah, hopefully we can improve a little bit more in the next session. I'll be happy with that.
Pesky old work getting in the way, eh?
Yeah, I know, that's it.
Who have you got here with you?
So we've got Gordon Huxley, who owns the Fireblade. Then we've got Keith Woods. Woodsy's a spanner man, he looks after all the bikes. And then we've got Al Gibbon as well. Al looks after the Obsession engineering suit we've got. So without these guys I wouldn't be here doing it. So a big thanks to them, and also a big thanks to everyone at home, Shays Farm, all the lads that work on the Harding platform, just everyone that helps out and gets involved and cheers us on throughout the year. For TT, Northwest, everywhere we've been this year, we've had a real good fan base, and just big thanks to everyone that helps out.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much, Jonathan Perry there. Have a good evening.
Cheers.
Jonathan Perry there. So let's just go over here. He has had a few mentions throughout the evening, but this is Andy Hurd, who was just out in that previous session, if I can just catch his eye. Andy, sorry to bother you. How are you doing? We're just saying you had a few mentions out there. Seem to be going well?
Yeah, going well, better than I expected, to be honest. I was supposed to be out on the 600 as well, but we had a problem with the gearbox, so we've had to park that. So I'm going to put a big effort into the twin and see how I can do.
Is that a really difficult decision? When you've got two machines here, obviously you want to give your best to both, and just accepting that actually maybe it's not the right decision to run it if it's not completely 100%.
Yeah, if it was up to me, we'd find the parts and we'd fix it, but it's a gearbox issue, so it's not that easy of a fix really. So better off just to park it, not worry about it. We know the twin's good, so just put everything we can put into that, see what we can get.
And obviously coming back to the Isle of Man a little bit later for your MGP newcomer as well. I mean, how is it all feeling this year?
It's a busy year, to be honest. I was a bit worried about coming here because obviously you think this is my last event before I do the Manx, so I was a bit worried about something happening, bike troubles. We've already had that, but that's not the 600 I'll be riding there. But I am looking forward to the Manx. That's my number one goal for the end of the year, to make it there.
But the Southern course, everyone talks about it down here and what a great place it is to race. And, difficult to learn, though, for those newcomers going out there.
It is difficult to learn. But I think once you've been here once, you're away. If you can come your first time and just learn the first time you come and enjoy it, that's perfect. After that, then start trying to plug away at lap times, I think.
Andy Hurd, great to speak to you. Have a great evening.
Thank you, you too.
Andy Hurd there, as I say, one of the MGP newcomers. So the bike's just lining up by the gate here, but we're not quite ready to go yet. I'm just going to see if I can squeeze in here and speak to Ben Rainbow, who I haven't actually managed to catch a word with yet. Sorry, Ben, how are you doing? How are things going?
Not too bad. Hot, tired.
Do you know, when I saw you at pre-TT, you were never without food in your hand.
That's true. Unfortunately, I need to back off that food, otherwise it's going to cost me more in leathers.
How is your Southern going so far?
It's going not too bad. I had a fueling issue with the bike yesterday, which I think I've got sorted, but it's still underpowered compared to the rest of the field out there, but it's fun.
And it must be quite difficult, I suppose, to get your head into gear and, you know, different race places and sort of like remembering everything. How do you find that?
You just take it as it comes. A lot of guys look at the circuits and do their homework. I kind of come in, and when I see God, I back off and hope for the best.
Ben, lovely to touch.
Thank you.
Well, you can hear the klaxon going in the background there. So these white-plated machines now heading their way down towards the dummy grid. Just getting underway. Say that slight delay was just because some bikes needed to be recovered as number 82 just goes past us there. And from my vantage point, just see them all lining up, and they'll be led away by one of the travelling marshals. It certainly won't take them long to get this underway as number 63, George Anderson, goes through, and number 84 as well. So all just lining up. Honestly, I know I keep saying it, but it is beautiful down here. Is Andrew Coulter, one of the newcomers who we spoke to yesterday, just goes past, and he is one of those riders who's always got a smile on his face. Looks like he's really thrilled to be here. Trying to speak, as I say, to as many of the newcomers as we can, because it's just brilliant to hear their story, really, and see what it has taken for them to be here. As Daniel Pearson, the beard, goes through on his yellow machine there. Matt Sale, I have everything crossed for him getting round and getting this qualifying session in, as number 68 just goes past, and there's number 33. And so they're all just lined up, and I think, Chris, they will just be getting underway just now.
Yeah, I can just hear them leaving. Beth, they'll be leaving you now, heading up towards Ballocagan for these white plate super sports. People say, well, why have they got white plates? Why have they got yellow plates? They're in the same class. They're in the obviously 600 race, but obviously they qualify. They have an A race and a B race. There's that many of them, and the club try to accommodate everybody, which is what they always seem to do here. Looking at the flag there, the Southern 100 flag, just here at the start and finish line, looking like just a little flutter in the breeze. Nothing major, but it's Matthew Rostron, the man to watch in this. Had a quick chat with him before. His quick lap last night was a 2:34.9. In his first session, he did a 2:37.146. But that newcomer, Rob Pritchard, Joey Lambden, not too far behind him at 2:36.5. Lap one. Let's go to cross four ways.
Yeah, indeed, and I think I mentioned before as well that it was nearly half of the top 15 in the white-plated session last night. The second one in particular were all newcomers as well going into that, so great to see from the newcomers. Here we are, there's a newcomer leading the field. That's number 67, Adrian Hodson, and number 97, Adam Rayner, number 30, Nicholas Round, number 101, Martin Morris. So it's a selection of newcomers at the front of the field, as is 47 and 56 as well. So that's Blake O'Hare and Joey Lambden, who we've just mentioned, the rider from Crowborough. Joey Lambden, a very good session. Yes, second in the white plates last night, only behind Matthew Rostron, who made his debut 12 months ago as a solo rider. 88 and 82 on the way through as well. 80. Another one to keep an eye on, just coming through cross four ways. Number 100, Damien Crook as well, made up a lot of time during last night's time practice. Had to clear a lot of traffic, if memory serves me correctly, and put in some good lap times. So the number 100 machine able to keep out 63 and 84 on the way through. Luke Blevins at the back of that little duo on the way through. 86 now arrives on this sighting lap. Andrew Coulter, again another of those newcomers inside the top 15 last night. 76 and 66 on the way through as well. Leaders will be on their way round towards the start-finish line very shortly to start their time practice. Over to you, Chris.
Yeah, 97, one of the first machines through. 67, Adrian Hodson also in there as well. Different, as you said, Rob, different sorts of machines out in this one. Adam Rayner on 97, 30, Nicholas Round in there too, 101, Martin Morris. Here, of course, on the Ducati, the V2 paddock, Garley. Here we go as we look up the road once more. 1-2 machines into my view. 88 and 82 go safely through Bradburn, and 88, 82 is, of course, Austin Webster. They go through 100, Damien Crook. Another machine flashes across the line there now. That's number 80, Greg Pym. Newcomer 63 is next through there now. Let's give everybody mention as many as we can. George Anderson from Evesham. Heard like a Triumph going through there as well. Sounded like it. It was 84, Luke Blevins. 29, Sam Norton through as well. 70 is next to go through us. 70, of course, local man Dale Brew from Derby East on the Honda CBR 600 is 92. Also goes through there as well. They flash past here so fast on these little machines. They really, really do. So it's the white plates we've got to look out for then. 67, he's your leader on the road, is 94, and 68 go through. 94, Daniel Neems, and 68 also in there as well. Roddy Taylor, he goes safely through. Another machine interview. 73, another newcomer. 73, try and give everybody a mention if we can. That's Michael Richard Knorr from Gloucester on his Yamaha Mike Knorr machine. His R6 machine is 2. Oh, there's 2 bikes together there. One bike just slightly in behind him. Oh, that is who we heard from a little bit earlier on, of course, Matt Sale. But let's get back to Cross Four Ways. Adrian Hodgson should be there.
67, 97 and 30 on the way through. That's Adrian Hodgson, Adam Rayner and Nicholas Round. First time laps, 101 and 56 on the way through, and 47, just a couple of bike lengths back, is Blake O'Hare. Just to let you know as well, the pace setter in this class last night in the Supersport white plates, number 72, Matthew Rostron, is right toward the back of the order at the moment, so just keep an eye on that. 88, 82 and 100 on the way through as well. So we've got Bradburn, Austin Webster and Damien Krug. We've also seen Joey Lambden on the way through as well. So it is a host of newcomers right toward the front of this field. They're eager to get out there, but also they might want to clear. I've mentioned traffic on quite a few occasions, 80 and 63 on the way past. We'll take these through, 84, 29 and 86 in that particular order as well. Given the traffic that's going to be out there, it's not just about making sure that you're safe and smooth and steady out in the course, but also just bearing in mind what the other riders might be doing out there as well, because unless you know them inside and out from the respective meetings, 3 more machines come past us, including number 77, Daniel Pearson, who went well in the class last night, number 75 and 85 on the way through. You're going to be bearing in mind that they'll have their own lines through the respective corners. They'll deal with the traffic differently as well. Number 94 and number 68 on the way through on this first time lap, Daniel Nelms, leading that particular duo all the way through as well. So just bear in mind as well, like I said, the pace setter in the previous night, number 72, Matthew Rostron, is toward the back of the order as we get our first time laps in. It's Joey Lambden who's gone quickest on the first time laps at 2:33.988, and that's 1.3 seconds clear of number 67, Adrian Hodgson, 2:35.341, and then number 30, Nicholas Round, 2:35.978, followed by number 100, Damien Krug, 2.2 seconds back, 2 minutes 36.242. Fifth quickest on these opening time laps is number 97, Adam Rayner, as it stands at 2:36.819. And then it's number 47, another newcomer, Blake O'Hare, sixth quickest, 2:37.622. Elsewhere, inside the top 10 on these opening time laps, number 82, Austin Webster, 7th quickest at 2:38. In fact, Daniel Pearson has just slotted up into 7th at 2:37.888. Austin Webster now 8th, and then it's 88, Brad Byrne, 9th quickest, 2:38.212, and then number 101, Martin Morris at 2:38.720. So we are keeping an eye on that lap from Matthew Rostron, who is toward the back of the order on these first time laps. Looking outside the top 10, we've also got Andrew Coulter, another of the newcomers, the number 86 machine, 11th quickest. Number 121, Bridget LeBeur, who we heard from before on our way past, and there's your leader on the road again. That's number 67, Adrian Hodgson, second quickest, as we mentioned. 97 and 30 on the way through, so the first 4 machines that are at the front of the order back round past us here across the race, and number 101, Martin Morris, who we mentioned, 10th quickest so far. Number 47 on the way past as well. So we are just awaiting a couple more times to flash up onto our screen as well. Number 19, Aaron Hans, slots into second quickest, so a good time lap from Aaron Hans at 2:37.5. Slots in between Adam Rayner and Blake O'Hare. Daniel Pearson, Austin Webster and Brad Byrne now make up the top 10. That just pushes Martin Morris out to 11th. Number 90, Anthony Stevens, on his time lap, slots into 12th. That's a 2:39.235. Slots in just above, in fact, just 1/10 of a second ahead of number 86, Andrew Coulter. And then number 66, Roger Wibberley, 14th quickest as well. Looking a bit further down, number 29, Sam Norton, 16th quickest at 2:42.903. 17th quickest so far, number 33, Loic Siro, 2:43.014. Then it's Roddy Taylor, number 68, 18th quickest. Number 85, Andy Lovett. We've just had a machine pull over here at Cross Four Ways. Get information on that in a moment. Rounding up the top 20 at the moment is number 24, Adam Reynolds, 2:43.673. Looks like this machine may get back going again. We'll just have to wait and see. It is a busy field out there, so they've got to be careful as to where they can actually get back into the mix of things. We'll get you some more details on who stopped in a moment, but in the meantime, over to you, Chris.
Yeah, Martin Morris is the man on the move in this session on the 101 machine at 2:35.86. He, of course, on the Ducati, but it is 56. Joey Lambden that still leads there on the 56 machine with a 2-minute 33.988. 67. Adrian Hodson just in behind him, 1.3 back at a 2:35.341. And 101 Martin Morris at 2:35.860. Sam Norton, we're led to believe, pulled in over at Cross Four Ways. So Nicholas Round, number 30, he holds on to fourth place. Number 86, Andrew Coulter, he jumps up to fifth place ahead of the number 100 machine, Damien Crook. Then it's 88, Brad Byrne. 82, Austin Webster. 4 machines with Roger Wibbly in the middle of that lot. They go all through. We can't give you the numbers. They're all too close together. So your top 10 completed by 77. Of course, that is Daniel Pearson, but it's still Joey Lambden quickest at the moment with a 2-minute 33.988. 2:33.988, so 1.353 ahead of the second place rider, Adrian Hodson. See if we can get you the speed on that one if we can. Just gives the last speed. Yeah, 78.8 is quickest so far for Joey Lambden. So going okay is Joey. No moves at the moment. So we got to 10th for 77 Pearson, 11th for 19 Aaron Hands, 12th for 47 Blake O'Hare, 13th for 68 Roddy Taylor, 14th for number 90 Anthony Stevens, and your top 15 rounded out at the moment by 63 George Anderson. Then it's 94, Daniel Nelms, 33, Loic Sirot, 66, Roger Wibbly. As number 19 goes past as Aaron Hans, he's in about 11th place at the moment is Aaron. Somebody just pulling into the pitch just didn't catch who that was. So we got down to Ashley Robson in 19th. It's number 79, and Sam Norton 29, who's pulled over at Cross Four Ways. He slots into 20th position. But at the moment then, Joey Lambden still leads 2:33.988 as they continue to stream past us. 96, he's just gone past us there. Ben Wilkinson, the Birmingham rider, who we heard from earlier on with Beth. So no moves on this time at the moment. But has Sam Norton, Rob Pritchard, across Four Ways got underway again yet?
He did actually. It was only a couple of moments that he just had to stop and check, and I think then the marshals were just waiting for a reasonable gap in the field for him to set off. So he did actually set off rather swiftly. As we've got number 66 Roger Wibbly and number 77 Daniel Pearson on the way past as well. 84 Luke Blevins and number 80 as well is Greg Pym, another of the newcomers on the Grim Fabrications Suzuki the 600. 76 and 98. Just a bit of an update on Matthew Rostron, 11th quickest. It did seem like it took a little bit of time for him to get back to Cross Four Ways between laps there, so I wonder if he did actually have to stop somewhere around the course and then continued. He was actually down to 25th quickest at one stage, but has slotted back up to 11th, so maybe just a couple of mechanical gubbins going on for Matthew Rostron in this particular session. Making their way towards us now is number 33. That is Loic Sirot, who we've mentioned before, 18th quickest at the moment. Number 79, Ashley Robson, completing the top 20 at the moment, so a positive outing for Ashley Robson there, who we heard. Happy birthday once again, happy returns. I believe Ashley Robson, if I'm correct, correct me if I'm wrong of course, making her Manx Grand Prix debut in August. If you can clarify for me, that'd be great. Number 19, that's Aaron Hands, going well in this session. 12th at the moment, and I have just had confirmation. Yes, indeed, Ashley Robson is making her MGP debut later this year. Thank you for that. There is number 72, Matthew Rostron, on the way back round as well. That's a little bit swifter than he came through last time. Number 29, Sam Norton, who we mentioned, who stopped here at Cross Four Ways last time. He continues at Cross Four Ways this time. Then there's the experienced number 31 machine of Colin Croft. Where does he slot in at the moment? 35th quickest at the moment at 2:50.133. So back to the top of the leaderboard. It is still that Joey Lambden time of 2:32.212. That is the current benchmark at the moment. Then Nicholas Round, less than a second back, 0.986 seconds at 2:33.198, managed on his most recent lap as well. So Nicholas Round up into second. Then completing the top 3 at the moment is number 67, Adrian Hodson, 1.3 seconds back on Nicholas Round as Martin Morris goes through. 3 minutes to go of this session. We've just found out there, 3 minutes to go. And then fourth quickest is 86 Andrew Coulter, 2:35.596. So right now, actually looking at this, 5 of the top 6 are newcomers here, with the exception of number 100, Damien Crook, who incidentally, perfect time, has just gone past us in a trio of machines there. Damien Crook, 5th quickest at the moment, 2:35.818. In fact, Matthew Rostron has picked up the pace. He's just slotted into 5th at the moment, so he's made up 6 places on that previous lap, just trying to sort maybe a couple of issues out from earlier in the session. That's a 2:35.756, his fastest of the session so far on his 3rd time lap on the way round. So Matthew Rostron moving up the standings there in this session. 86 on the way past us there. That is Andrew Coulter, who, as mentioned, going extremely well, fourth quickest at the moment. So it's Lambden, Round, Hodgson, Coulter, Roster in your top 5. We've then got Damien Krupp, Martin Morris, Aaron Hands, Bradburn, Austin Webster in that order inside your top 10 at the moment. Of course, things may well shift around in the closing stages of this session. Daniel Pearson goes past us there, 12th quickest at the moment, 2:36.903 is quickest. That wasn't his most previous lap. He was actually slightly slower in his previous lap at 2:37. Blake O'Hare, another newcomer, now moves into the top 10. Great latest lap, 2:36.293. That moves him up to 9th as 3 more machines make their way past us here at Cross Four Ways. Morton, Bradburn, what an excellent lap this is. Number 88, Bradburn, up to 4th at the moment here, slots in ahead of Martin Morris at 2:34.572. Fantastic lap from the newcomer, number 88, Bradburn there, moving up onto the second row as it stands with regards to this particular session. 24:79 on the way past us there. So that is Adam Randalls and Ashley Robson on the way through as well. So things could still move around just outside the top 10 at the moment. There's number 19 on the way past. That is Aaron Hands, who mentioned going well, 10th quickest at the moment as well. We're waiting for these latest laps to make their way through as Matthew Rostron on the way past. 1 minute to go this session. Over to you, Chris.
Yeah, he did a pretty good lap there, didn't he? Matthews slots up to 5th place, but he's dropped down to 9th place. Adrian Hodson, Nicholas Round have all done better laps this time. Joey Lambden, still the man to beat on the 56 bike, as you keep a little eye on the checkered flag, which hasn't gone out yet, as number 76 just goes through there, and I think 96 that was as well. Ben Wilkinson. Nobody moving into the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 machines going past us. Goodness me, picked the bones out of that one. But Lambden leads by 0.986, so 98.6 between Joey Lambden and Nicholas Round. And then Adrian Hodson, he's 1.3 back in that 3rd place. Now, there's the checkered flag. That is now out. And there's Ashley Robson that's just come through there as well. Adam Rayner on 97 just gone through. 19, he finishes also. Number 19, Aaron Hands, does he improve that time? He does. Aaron up the 7th place. And there's 72, the one we're waiting for. Is he going to make a move? Is Matthew Rostron complete? Is he going to be better? He is up to 3rd, a 2:33.345, and he did a 2:34.93 yesterday. So a slight improvement as 29 goes to finish as well. That is Sam Norton, who pulled off a little bit earlier on at Cross Four Ways. But the checkered flag is out now for these white-plated Super Sports machines. It'll be the yellow plates will be heading out next. There's 2 more. Colin Croft on 31 and 67 and 56. Adrian Hodson 56. Joey Lambden, he doesn't improve that time. He stays there with a 2:33.3 on his last lap. Doesn't improve on his 2:32.2. 69 goes past us to finish as well. Ian Solu. I think that was Martin Morris, that machine there. It was. Martin doesn't improve that time. Martin will stay in 6th place with a 2:35.15 as 47 goes through. Blake O'Hare. Now, he was up into the top 10 at one point. He's 11th now as they all go across the line and take that checkered flag and make their way down to the paddock. So we've got Joey Lambden, Matthew Rostron, Adrian Hodson, Brad Byrne, Martin Morris, Damien Crook, Aaron Hands, Austin Webster. They're the only riders completing the top 10 so far, with Andrew Coulter waiting for on 86 and also 30 Nicholas Round if they are still out on circuit. And there is 86. As Andrew Coulter, does he improve that time? Does he stay in 10th? He does, with a 2:36.62. A 63 goes through to take the checkered flag there. 63, George Anderson from Evesham, who we mentioned. And where is George on the leaderboard? About 14th place for George. 77 goes through. Then, of course, is Daniel Pearson. He jumps up a spot. He jumps up to 12th position now, ahead of 97, Adam Rayner. So Adam Rayner slots down to 13th place, with George Anderson, number 63, completing the top 14. And the 15th finisher there in the session is number 68, Roddy Taylor. Then at 66, Roger Wibley. 90, Anthony Stevens. 29, Sam Norton. As we've got 3 more machines coming towards us, 76, 68 and 92. Don't think anybody jumps into the top 14 or 15. Roddy Taylor does. Roddy Taylor up to the 63 bike. He jumps himself up into 15th position. Beg your pardon, George Anderson jumps himself up to 14th position. But it's Nicholas Round. I'm not sure if we're going to get Nicholas back in. Only 0.986 behind Joey Lambden at the front there. So we got down to top 19. Daniel Nelms in 19th on the 94 machine. 24, Adam Randall's local man in 20th position. And 33, Loic Sirot. 79, Ash Robson. 85, Andy Lovett. 98, Amy McKeown. 76, Ben Long. 74, Daniel Nourish. 75, Nick Sweet. 84, Luke Blevins. 2 more. is number 80 and number 121. So 121 is Bridget LeBeur, who we heard of, and of course number 80 in there also. Number 80, where do they slot into in the leaderboard? You're looking down so many pages and so many screens, and your eyes are just completely goosed by the end of the night. So number 80, just can't find him on the timing screen there. Greg Prim, let's see, oh, there he is in 35th position, and Bridget LeBeur goes through in 37th position. So everybody safely home, 37 competitors in total. But that man, Joey Lambden, Rob Pritchard, before we head back down to Beth, he's going to be top of the pile in this class, isn't he?
Couple of sessions, isn't it? Absolutely cracking couple of sessions. So Joey Lambden, second quickest in this class last night and quickest in this one. And just having a quick look through all of the top 5 in this class this evening: Joey Lambden, Nicholas Round, Matthew Rostron, Adrian Hodson and Brad Byrne. They've all dipped under that faster time set by Matthew Rostron last night as well. So they're starting to pick up the pace, aren't they? Just looking a little bit further back, we mentioned Damien Crook yesterday was in and around the mix, still firmly inside the top 10 as well. And Martin Morris, one of the newcomers there, he's still doing well. And then we've got Aaron Hans, Austin Webster, Andrew Coulter, Blake O'Hare and Daniel Pearson all inside the top 12. There's really not too much to separate all of them. In fact, it's just a smidge over 3 seconds separating the top 8 if we're looking at that as well. So when racing does come around, if that is anything to go by, could be in for an absolute treat as they all battle for supremacy around the Motor Arbalaun course. Looking a little bit further back as well, inside the top 20 as well. We mentioned you mentioned just before, didn't you, Chris Kinley, Adam Rayner? I'll tell you what, George Anderson, who finished 14th quickest, he was a man on a mission coming through here on his last way around Cross Four Ways. And of course, up to 14th as well. So a positive showing there from the number 63 machine. Roddy Taylor, Roger Wibley, Anthony Stevens, Sam Norton, despite having to stop Sam Norton as well, maybe just with a couple of minor things to tweak. Inside the top 20 as well, the local rider Daniel Nelms and Adam Randall's also in there as well. There really isn't much. I can't see, particularly looking in, I think, pretty much all the splits between the riders inside the top 20. There is no one more than 1.5 seconds either above or below, or should I rather say ahead or behind of the nearest riders around them as well. The gaps are so tight in this field as well, and with so many numbers in there, it hopefully, fingers crossed, makes for the prospect of racing across this 600 class, this busy 600 class, all the more tempting going into racing. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you very much to Rob out there at Cross Four Ways. We're going to be going out with the Yellow Plate Super Sports, their session. It'll be the third session these guys will have had out on track. These guys and girls will have had out on track. Paul Jordan, the first one, was a 2:21.397. In the second, it was a 2:20.241. And Joe Yeardsley was second in the second session at 2:26.35. And what did Joe do in the first one? I don't think Joe was actually out in the first one. Let's have a little look down the list there. No, he wasn't out in the first one. So he slots into that second place with the 2:20.635. Mike Brown in the 2:20s as well, 7.98. And if you do have the programme out ready for the 600s, the Michael Dunlop has not got a machine here, so we won't be out on the 600 machine. Possibility we thought it might have been the Panigale, but it is not. But Beth's down there at the paddock area. We're good ahead on time in perfect conditions here at the Motor Isle Balaun Circuit for the Southern 100 2026. Let's get back down the paddock and get some more colour and sights and sounds. Well, sounds especially from Beth.
Sounds certainly, yeah. And, we keep talking about the conditions, don't they? But they are clearly making those speeds go up and up and up, which is something that's going to be hopefully great to see during racing tomorrow. Just a quick note, I was talking to one of the scrutineers, Grant Howard, who said, could we please remember that this holding area here is a no smoking area, so that's cigarettes and vapes. You're not allowed to smoke in here. Obviously there is a lot of fuel around, so if you could not do that in here, that'd be very much appreciated. But it's fairly relaxed here at the moment. Obviously people have got their crash helmets on, ready for this next session. This is the Yellow Plate Super Sport session, is the third one that they have had overall. And we did mention Aaron Hans. We caught up with him very quickly before, but he seemed to have a good session there. Aaron, just check in, how was that out there for you tonight?
Warm, really good. The clutch was slipping a little bit on the 600, but I'm just like half a second slower than I did PB last year, so I've got misfire, everything. There was children crossing the road, I had to slow down for a little bit, but apart from that it was a really good lap. I just enjoyed it. It was nice, the sun's shining, it's really nice out there.
And how important is it to you to beat those PB records for yourself?
It's for a personal thing. It's really good on paper, but I just want to enjoy riding my bike round in the Isle of Man in the sun. And honestly, I was riding around tonight, massive smile on my face. Clutch was slipping a little bit, but I'm like, oh, I love this.
And you're another of the riders here who's looking forward to MGP a little bit later on in the year?
Yeah, so this is kind of not a shakedown, but I've had a bit of work done by Rich from Maxton on the shopping bike. So as soon as, it's transformed it. It's so nice to ride, and I can't wait to go back on it. So jumping on the twin to the 600 back to a twin is a bit of a... I went out on the 600 then, I was like, oh my God, this is fast. But I'm honestly loving it.
Oh, brilliant to see with that smile on your face, Aaron. Thank you so much.
See you later.
I'm just going to wander over here and see if I can grab a quick word with Kev Stevens, who's somebody who possibly, I reckon, might have come from the furthest point away here, just having a little bit of a word. Kev, how are things going so far?
So far, so good. Back over here on the lovely island with the sun. This is unheard of. So, yeah, no, pretty good to be out there, and everything's going, so far, so good.
Have you been home yet?
Yeah, I went home for 3 weeks and did some work and mucked around, and yeah, come back, did that horrible 23-hour flight across the world.
Do you know, I don't know how you do that, because you have to just get your body clock to adjust and everything about it. Do you struggle with that, or do you find it quite easy now?
On the way over, it's good. On the way back, so if I go back to Australia now, I'm out for a week and a half. It ruins me. But yeah, I'm lucky I don't get jet lag coming over. So
that is lucky. Who have you got with you?
Just got the usual crew. I got Alex and Lauren and Billy. So yeah, these guys sort of help me out quite well. So.
And what do you make of the Balaun course down here? We're talking to so many people who just absolutely love it.
I love it. I also respect this place with the utmost respect it's got, because it has hurt me. So and you've also got the people around you. There's a lot of respect, and I think some of the riders need to do the same thing. There's sort of a bit of stuff that's been going on out there in the sort of last position I was in. I'm like, I think people need to just tone it down a bit.
Yeah, it's hugely important, isn't it? But overall then, for you, as far as success at Southern 100 so far, you're looking happy enough?
Yeah, no, super happy, so.
Brilliant to talk to you. Thanks so much, Kev.
Thank you.
Kev Stevens all the way from Australia. As I say, I don't think I'd fancy doing that flight over and then trying to adjust to the body clock over here, but we did put the sunshine on for him. I'm going to speak now to one of our Isle of Man riders, Blake Kelly. You won't miss this boy out on his bike. Could you describe your leathers for us?
Pink, purple, retro synthwave, glorious.
Is that the thing you're into?
Yeah, just about, yeah.
Great to see you back here, Blake. How's it going so far?
Not great, not quite where I want to be, but yeah, it is what it is. Pretty decent session there, but might have a slip and clutch, so could be on for a busy night. But the sun's out, we're road racing, what more can you ask for?
That's what everyone keeps saying, but there is so much work that goes on behind the scenes, isn't there?
There is, yeah. Thankfully got a lot of people to help, but there'll be some late nights in there, and it's all about just getting here, getting ready to go. But
who have you roped in to help you then?
So we've got Big Steve, we've got Rich behind us, Annie, Sean, Becky, and Tom, who's always here keeping my head on.
I tell you what, there's a lot of filming going on around here. Do you like watching yourself back?
Oh, always.
Blake Kelly, I hope your evening goes really well.
Cheers, Beth.
Blake Kelly there, one of the Isle of Man riders who did his first MGP in 2025, which must seem like a long time ago now. Just wondering if I can squeeze in here and speak to Stephen Gorton, who I don't think we've spoken to yet. Stephen, how are you doing? How's it going so far?
Yeah, brilliant, thank you. Newcomer here, obviously, as pre-TT, who didn't manage to finish a race, so yeah, looking forward to it.
And that's the thing, isn't it? It's so difficult. We've spoken to so many people who've had mechanical issues at various meetings and whatever, and it does raise a question, why on earth do you do it?
I can't answer that.
Yeah, I suppose it is difficult to put into words, isn't it? But who have you got with you?
Mike, Clive, Barry, whole team.
And what are you riding?
Just this Aprilia Super Twin, that's all we've got.
And look at the sunshine, it's all good, isn't it?
Make most of it.
Stephen Gorton, thank you so much indeed. Just some information being relayed to the holding area here. Not quite sure what that was, but I'll just say a quick hello again to Victor Ortega. How are you feeling? How was last night?
Yeah, we just wanna go, ain't it? So this delay is just I'm eating my nails, but yeah, we wanna go.
Are you a sort of rider that struggles with nerves?
Not really, just get boring. So I just need something to do, or by the time you put your helmet on, you're gonna go.
And that's it, isn't it? It's difficult waiting around. I suppose also during the day as well, you have to kind of be mindful of what you're doing when you're eating. There's a lot to think about.
Yeah, and days like today, we are waiting all day long until more or less 8 o'clock in the night. But that's the reason we come here.
And so far, is it living up to what you hoped it would be?
Well, yes, I'm getting used to the track. So just trying to get the flow and maybe getting a bit faster tonight.
If anybody's listening in Spain, have you got a message in Spanish for them?
Bueno, os quiero mucho a todos.
I think I knew what that meant. Yeah. Victor, have a great night. Thank you so much for talking to us, Victor Ortega there. Yeah, so just a little bit of a delay while we get this one underway. I wonder whether I can go over and speak to Grant Thompson. We heard he obviously had a little bit of a mechanical issue in that previous session that he was out in. Grant, how are you? There was a bit of a mechanical earlier.
Yeah, it was all right. Unfortunately, the steering damper just failed on the outlap, and I just didn't want to chance it. And we moved the quick shifter rod today, but unfortunately, it made the quick shifter stop working. So we just pulled in. The boys have been flat out getting it fixed, ready for the next session, so we can have a go again.
I can only see really around your eyes at the moment, but I'm wondering if you put sun cream on today.
Well, I can tell you what, I haven't put sun cream on, but that sun coming down into Balacagan is going to be burning my face. The old pale ginger skin doesn't like it.
Just remind us about the team that you've got around you here.
So I'm on the IOM Bike Store / Gorilla Racing GSX R1000 Superbike. I've got the FES / the People's Bike Kawasaki ZX6, and we've got the RPM Motorcycles Super Twin.
And I know again you're another rider who really appreciates all that support you've got around you, and obviously Mum's here too.
Yeah, you know, it's absolutely massive. You know, we've got the whole team here. We've got Mum here, we've got Imi here as well. You know, it's and all the friends and that. You know, it makes such a massive difference to have everyone here, and you know, it was such a friendly event. Everybody really enjoys it, and what better place to spend it, you know, look at the sunshine, you can't complain, can we?
Certainly can't. Last time you were out on this course, you did the double win. Do you have an expectation of yourself this time?
I've got a couple, you know, I'm not really pushing too hard. I'd like a few top 10 finishes, that's what we're going for this week, and it's all good set up, ready for the Manx Grand Prix. You know, my main goal this year is that, and it's just getting some bike settings and getting everything ready, you know, so we're here with the Super Twin and that, just trying to dial everything back in, and the 600's working really well, you know, even with the big bike's working well after the Northwest, you know, we won't talk about that one, but no, it's great to have everyone here and, you know, backing me through it, so I'm just hopefully we can repay them in the races and have some more fun.
Grant Thompson, thank you so much. Get some sun cream for tomorrow, eh?
I'll try my best, cheers.
Grant Thompson there, and we keep talking about this being an international event. There are people from all over the world. I'm just going to wonder if I can speak quickly to Almeric Blanc, who is here. Bonjour, how are you?
Yeah, good.
How's it going for you?
Yes, it's good because for TT it's me Crash Northwest. His TT is pain, a lot pain. 1 month after TT, now is really good. My body is good, my shoulder is good, all good. Donc me happy. Just come back for 2 years. Last time here is 24. Now, yeah, just not like practice because just superbike me. Just 3 laps yesterday, 6 laps now, again session after. But it's good, it's good sun, good 700.
Oh, it's brilliant to see you smiling. I'm so glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Almeric Blanc there from France, in case you didn't guess that by my dodgy French in the beginning. So just hanging around here, Chris, a little bit. I don't know if you know what the slight delay to sort of carrying on is.
Probably say, and we are quite well ahead of schedule. The clerk of the course did come down a few minutes time ago, Beth, and just tell us the head of time, and they don't want to get too ahead of time because the riders have got to have a bit of a rest because it is quite warm like that. And also, don't forget the tyre warmers. I know we say about them, it is warm enough, but the tyre warmers have to be at the correct temperatures for these big bikes. And anybody running a race tyre will know this. You have to have the heat in that, and I'm not sure, Beth, can I hear action in the background? No, I can't. Don't think I can, actually. It's probably my ears. Was that the klaxon I just heard in the background?
It is the klaxon, yeah. I'm just here with George Anson. You got a mention before because Rob at Cross Fourways said you look like a man on a mission.
I was trying to ride with him myself, but happy with that. 14th on the grid, so see what we can do.
And overall, how's your Southern 100 experience going? It's obviously your first time here at the Southern.
Yeah, I love it. I'm really glad I got the opportunity to ride at the pre-TT, so it's not all completely new to me, but there's when the sun's shining, there's no place like it.
feathers. And George Anderson, thank you so much. So the riders is making their way now down to the dummy grid here, and just quite orderly actually. Like I say, we keep saying it's so well organised down here, so the fact that we are ahead of schedule, going to be honest, I forgot my watch today, so I've got no clue what time it is at all, but that is no matter because everything is going as it should do. And Chris, they are now just making their way out onto the road.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much, Beth. And don't forget, tomorrow we are going racing tomorrow morning with roads closing at 9:45 for race 1, the Peel Holdings senior race over 7 laps. Scheduled time to start for that is 10:20. And then roads will open no later than 11:50, and of course we'll have the sidecars going out for their practice from 11 a.m. till 11:15, and then of course we will be back on air again just after 6 for some more racing. Race 2, race 3, 4B, 4A, race 5, and then of course Thursday morning and Thursday afternoon, a busy time. But don't forget the fan park. The Bushies Brewery fan park is open in Castletown Square. Get yourself down there after practicing qualifying this evening, and they will be able to give you all the information. They've got events on there today. In fact, I can tell you there's music going to be happening a bit later on from 21:20 to 22:40. Owen Molyneux is going to be on, and a singer-songwriter called Wes Clark was on earlier with Trevor Nelson. But if you have after the practice on this evening, 21:20 to 22:40, singer-songwriter Owen Molyneux is in action down there at the Bushies Brewery fan park. So it is the Super Sports with the yellow plates on this time. Paul Jordan, the man to watch. Out to Cross Four Ways and Rob.
Yeah, the man to watch last night, but there's just over half a second separating the top 3. So Jordan, Yeardsley and Brown going into this. So this was the class to watch. There's Marcus Simpson at the head of the traffic. There's Yeardsley, Trummer, Nathan Harrison, and there's number 10, Peter Hickman. It still seems odd watching him going around in an orange bib, but yes, it's a 14-time TT winner. Here's a new come in. Jamie Williams and Grant Thompson on the way past as well. So we mentioned Jordan, Yeardsley and Brown, the top 3, then Nathan Harrison, Marcus Simpson, that's Rob Hodgson on the way through, and then the number 95 machine, that's Eddie Warmold, Woodworm Racing Machine, David Rigby on the way past, the number 50, Michael Sweeney, we've then got Mark Jackson, and number 54 on the way through is John Marsh. So outside of the top 5 of Jordan, Yeardsley, Brown, Harrison and Simpson, Rob Hodgson was 6th quickest, Michael Sweeney 7th quickest, number 7 Michael Evans was 8th quickest, and then completing the top 10 in 9th and 10th respectively with Grant Thompson and Barry Ferber. So the benchmark from Paul Jordan set last night at 2 minutes 20.241. To you, Chris.
Tell you what, the man who likes to get out early on the track is Marcus Simpson. He's the first man on the road on the 23 number Triumph. 12 Joe Yeardsley, 15 Nathan Harrison, 91 Julian Trummer, 10 Peter Hickman, Jamie Williams on 92. Just behind him is Grant Thompson on 17. They flash past us. 44 Rob Hodgson, he's on the Ducati of course, on the SMT machine, the yellow plates. 95 just goes through as well, 95 Eddie Wormold. So fast on these little machines. And 50 Dave Rigby, got 7 in there as well. That of course is Michael Evans, he's on the Triumph for 65. Michael Sweeney, he's just there alongside him there as well. Mark Jackson 52, 54 John Marsh, all safely through. 14 machines through so far, make that 16 with 4 Mike Brown and 9 Barry Ferber. No sign of 22 yet. Paul Jordan, we'll keep our eyes out. There he is. So Paul Jordan past us now, Rob, just for your notes. 51 also in there as well. That of course is Radley Hughes. All safely through. Connor Cummins also gone through. Barry Ferber, Wayne Avis, Paul Jordan, Rad Hughes, Paul Cranston, all safely through. So 24 machines, 25 machines with Dom Herbertson there. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 machines through. Wow, as quick as that. So we've got Dom Herbertson, Emmett Burke on 48, also safely through there with 41 Ross Brook, 20 Russ Brook, 27 Tom Snow, 8 Dan Sale, and 37 the newcomer Victor Ortega. But the leader on the road as well, as this time, is Marcus Simpson.
Marcus Simpson, Joe Yeardsley and Nathan Harrison. Those 3 were out first in time practicing this class last time. And it's 2 of the newcomers, Julian Trummer and Peter Hickman, close together as well. So your first 5 machines on the way through Cross Four Ways on these first time laps of this session. This could be quick. Jamie Williams and Grant Thompson as well, 2 other Manxmen close together there. There's number 44, Rob Hodgson. I know you mentioned Paul Jordan toward the back of the order. I thought I might have got a glimpse as he went through Cross Four Ways as I was going through the previous timings last time. Number 95, Eddie Warmold on the way through as well. And then 3 together, we've got David Rigby, Michael Evans and Michael Sweeney on the way through cross four ways on their first timed practice laps as well. Bit of a gap to the rest of the field as 4 more machines interviewed. There's numbers 54. There's number 4, Mike Brown, toward the just caught a little bit of a trio there. Barry Ferber also, and number 5, Paul Cassidy. Number 11, Connor Cummins on the way through. To you, Chris.
2 together, Creston the Rises, Marcus Simpson and Joe Yeardsley. Both together across the line there, so they complete their second lap with Marcus Simpson, but it's Nathan Harrison quickest at the moment on the number 15 bike with a 2 minute 21.734, averaging 107.279. I think that's not right, actually. We'll get that confirmed anyway. Peter Hickman through, Julian Trummer, Grant Thompson, Jamie Williams all safely through. 7 machines so far, but Nathan Harrison quickest with a 221.234 is 95. Eddie Wormold goes through once again. Does Eddie? Number 7 and 65 together with Dave Rigby. 7, of course, Mikey Evans. We've got 65 Michael Sweeney and 50 Dave Rigby. Michael Evans on the 7 bike slots in the 5th. And there's number 4, Mike Brown. Where does Mike slot into on the leaderboard? 7th position for the winner round here on this 600 machine before at 2 minutes 24.939 for Mike Brown. That's his quickest lap so far, slotting him. And there's Paul Jordan, slots himself up into 2nd place, 0.277 seconds behind Nathan Harrison on the Honda. So it's 15 Harrison, 22 Jordan, 12 Yeardsley. They're only separated by 1.8 seconds, the top 3. Then it's 23 Simpson, 7 Evans, 65 Sweeney, 4 Brown, 11 Cummins, and Connor Cummins just being bettered there by number... It's just switched again. Dominic Herbertson down to 10th position with a 225.316. But Nathan Harrison, top of the pile at the moment. Back to cross four ways.
Isn't it? It's Joe Yeardsley now leading on the road. Marcus Simpson, who's got Nathan Harrison right up his trumpet as well. So in terms of the order on the road, it's Joe Yeardsley now leading the way. They're a couple of seconds ahead of number 10, Peter Hickman, on the way past, who's now moved just a few bike lengths clear, and number 91, Julian Trummer as well. So Peter Hickman on his debut here, he's currently running at 11th quickest after the opening timed laps of this session, 225.4 as 3 more. Grant Thompson, Jamie Williams and Rob Hodson interview. Rob Hodson just catching those 2 in front of him as well. So Rob Hodson perhaps picking up the pace. 3 more machines into view. We'll bring these through just a moment. So I've got 95, Eddie Wormold, number 7, Michael Evans, and number 65, Michael Sweeney. So I think that's Evans just moving on ahead of Sweeney on the road. David Rigby and number 4, Mike Brown, on the way through as well. As we've been mentioning before, and if you've not long joined us, Paul Jordan, who was setting the standards last night in this particular class as number 9 and 54 on the way through, and second quickest at the moment. Paul Jordan is a little further down the queue in terms of the order on the road. There's Paul Cassidy, number 52 as well as Mark Jackson, and then Connor Cummins as well. Joe Yeardsley goes to the top of the timings as he crosses the line on this latest time lap. It's a 221.112, so Joe Yeardsley goes quickest, 1/10 of a second ahead of Nathan Harrison. There's Paul Jordan, and number 2, Dominic Herbertson, who was further back down the order as well. He's cleared quite a bit of traffic on the way through as well. Nathan Harrison on the way through. It's a 221.782 for Nathan Harrison on that latest lap, so he doesn't go as quick as he went on that first time lap, which is a 221.2. So Joe Yeardsley, who I mentioned when they came through cross four ways, had moved to the front of the order. He's made it count, moving ahead of his fellow Manxman at the top of the standings. Michael Evans, Michael Sweeney, Peter Hickman, Rob Hodson, Marcus Simpson all through as well, as is Grant Thompson, more making their way through. Mike Brown now goes to the top of the standings on his way through, a 220.114. That is the fastest lap of the meeting so far in the Super Sport class from Mike Brown. A 220.114. That moves into the top. 0.9 seconds ahead of number 12, Joe Yeardsley, who in turn remains just a 10th of a second clear of number 15, Nathan Harrison. So Mike Brown tops the standings so far. Looking a bit further down as well, Paul Jordan dropping down into 4th at the moment on this latest timed lap. His latest one out there is a 238.396 is what it's coming up as, so much slower than the 221.5. So I wonder if he's had to stop at some stage there as Paul Jordan there on that latest lap. Coming into view, here's your leader on the road again, number 12, Joe Yeardsley, running in 2nd place at the moment on the timings. Marcus Simpson and Nathan Harrison close together, so Joe Yeardsley still leading on the road. There's number 10, Peter Hickman. Hickman 7th quickest at the moment. His best a 222.649, which is set on the previous lap. Number 91, Julian Trummer. Where does he slot in at the moment? He's 15th quickest, Julian Trummer, at the moment. A 226.470, which is also set on the latest lap. Rob Hodson now overtaking Grant Thompson on the road there into cross four ways, who are now both in turn ahead of number 92, Jamie Williams. So Grant Thompson and Jamie Williams 12th and 13th quickest respectively at the moment. Number 7, Michael Evans, 95. Eddie Warmold, 65. Michael Sweeney, and there's your current times practice leader, Mike Brown, on the way through. He seems to be catching those in front of him as well. He's picked up the pace, hasn't he, as Mike Brown on the Boyce Precision Engineering machine. So looking a bit further outside the top 10, Marcus Simpson and Dominic Herbertson incidentally completing the top 10. David Rigby has just pulled over across 4 ways at the moment. Wait to see if he gets going again. Paul Cassidy and Connor Cummins on the way past in a trio at the moment as well. And there is Paul Jordan, who seemed to lose a lot of time on that previous lap. Dominic Herbertson only a few bike lengths behind as well. They're both picking up the pace. So looking there, Peter Hickman is actually up to 5th at the moment on this latest lap. So he's just done his quickest of the session, a 2:21.676. So Peter Hickman up into the top 5. Number 20, Wayne Avis, you can hear going past us on his, the Groundwork Limited Yamaha R6. Number 93 on the way through, and number 51 as well, so that's Radley Hughes. Look outside, let's take a quick look outside the top 10. Dominic Herbertson, number 2, 11th quickest at the moment with a 2:23.909. Then it's Connor Cummins on the number 11 machine, a 2:25.260. David Rigby has set off again, by the way, from Cross 4 Ways after briefly stopping, just to let you know. Number 27, Tom Snow, coming past there as well. Number 8, Dan Sale as well. So we'll just round out quickly the top 15. It's Connor Cummins now down to 13th, actually Barry Ferber slotting up into 12th there. Julian Trummer 14th quickest at 2:25.8, and then Jamie Williams dropping down to 15th at 2:26.060, his best time at the moment. Let's just have a quick look. We'll take this one more machine through, and that's the number 37 machine. One of the newcomers. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, Mike Brown has gone quicker on that lap. Rob, 2:19.711, 109.512. Paul Jordan, 2 minutes, 20.726, 108.722. In the middle of them, though, is number 12, Joe Yardley, as Paul Cranston goes through. And 51, Radley Hughes is there too. So Radley Hughes goes through as well. Cranston in 20th position on the 93 bike. Then 15, Nathan Harrison has 35 going through as well. Sounded like going to pull in the pits actually there, does Kieran Brocky, but Mike Brown is just about 3/4 of a second ahead of Joe Yurgi at the moment. Is Tom Snow on the 27 bike, goes through Tom down in West Tom in 24th position as you have a retirement for number 8, Dan Sale. He pulls into the paddock rider perfectly okay, and that is 3 minutes to go before the end of this session. And coming up after this one, we got the Superbikes back out on the red plates for the white numbers for their 3rd qualifying session. But Mike Brown is at Cross 4 Ways, Rob.
He's just gone past, and he's right up behind number 7, Michael Evans at the moment as well. So great previous lap. If you just missed that a moment ago, as Chris quite rightly mentions, Barry Ferber comes through. Mike Brown quicker again, this time at a 2:19.711 in this session. Looking around again here, Joe Yurdsey didn't go any quicker as Connor Cummins, Paul Cassidy. There's Paul Jordan on the way past as well in that trio. Number 2, Dominic Herbertson as well. Joe Yurdsey didn't go quicker on that previous lap. 2:21.3, a 2:20.4 is his best at the moment. Paul Jordan up into 3rd as it stands at the moment as number 52. Mark Jackson on the RM Controls Triumph comes through as well. So Paul Jordan, his best at the moment, a 2:20.726 set on his previous time lap. Nathan Harrison now dropping down into 4th, a 2:20.893. That was his most recent lap as well. Number 20, Wayne Avis coming past, as you can hear there. Then a couple of seconds further back, that's the number 93 machine of Paul Cranston. Looking outside the top 5, it is Peter Hickman holding on to 5th as it stands at the moment. He's 7/10 off the pace. Of Nathan Harrison just ahead of him. A 2:21.676 is best. It was a 2:22.6 last time for Peter Hickman, so he didn't go quicker on that last lap there. 27, Tom Snow coming past. Quick look outside the top 20, shall we say here. So 20th at the moment is number 93, Paul Cranston, which is a 2:32.396. 21st quickest at the moment is number 52, Mark Jackson, a 2:32.8. And then looking a little bit further back, 22nd quickest is 51, Radley Hughes, as it stands at the moment, a 2:34.054. We've got 1 minute left of this session. Mike Brown crosses the line again. He doesn't go quicker this time. It's a 2:20.671 as Nathan Harrison is past us again here at Cross 4 Ways. So Mike Brown doesn't go quicker. There's number 23, Marcus Simpson, who's just hanging a little bit back off number 37, Victor Ortega, who's on his previous lap. So Mike Brown still quickest, but didn't go quicker on that last lap. There's Peter Hickman. And number 41, Russell Brook, on the way past on a previous lap. Again, just going back outside the top 20, we've got to Radley Hughes, 22nd quickest. Number 27, Tom Snow. There's Trummer, Hodson and Thompson come past us there on their latest laps. 27, Tom Snow, 23rd quickest at 2:34.1. The checkered flag is out. Over to you, Chris.
Dennis Booth and Tom Snow, the two riders to take the checkered flag as he came through there now. But it's Mike Brown we're looking at. That 2:19.711 is best speed to beat, 2 minutes 20.452 for Joe Yeardsley, 2 minutes 20.726 for Paul Jordan, and 2 minutes 20.893. Next rider through, that is Nathan Harrison. Nathan goes across the line, 2 minutes 28.93 to beat. Does he improve on that time? Does Nathan? No, a 2:21.423 that time for him. Dominic Herbertson made an improvement on that previous lap as well on the number 2 machine, who jumps himself up to 5th place. And Marcus Simpson through in 11th place. And Peter Hickman just across the line there as well. Did Marcus improve last lap? No, he didn't. Neither did Peter. 41 goes across the line. 91, Julian Trummer also in there as well. 41 is, of course, Russ Brook. But it's Mike Brown we've got to keep a little eye on here. 2 minutes 19. That's not him. That's not his colour scheme. It's similar, but it's definitely not him. It's 46. That is, of course, Emmett Burke across the line. Rob Hodgson finishes 95. Eddie Wormwald, 15th for Eddie at the moment. But, of course, that could change. And that is Michael Sweeney on 65. Where's Miko? Miko about 9th at the moment. And there's Barry Ferber going for it across the line. Barry home in 12th place. There's Paul Jordan now. Can Paul improve? Last up he can. Paul Jordan improves a 2:19.140 for Paul Jordan. That's some pace, isn't it? 109.961 for Paul Jordan. So he finds a good half a second as 54 goes across the line there. That's John Marsh on the 600 CBR Honda, the Trawden rider. So Paul Jordan has snatched it at the last there, hasn't he, on the 22 bike. One more machine interview. That's 52 going across the line. 52, Mark Jackson on the RM Controls machine. The Triumph rider from Sheffield. And where does Mark slot into 21st position? So at the moment, as it stands, obviously you've got to equate the times from yesterday in there as well, which the club will do. I'm not going to get involved in all that malarkey. It looks like Cranston it is. The old stager himself who won a race here way back in the 80s, Paul Cranston. He finishes in 20th position with a 2 minute 31.769. There's Radley Hughes through round about 22nd place for Rad at the moment on his number 51 machine, and that is confirmed. So to go from the top, Paul Jordan, a 2:19.14. He's quickest, ahead of number 4 Mike Brown, a 2:19.711. Then there's 12 Joe Yeardsley, a 2 minute 20.452. Fourth for number 2, Dominic Herbertson, at 2 minutes 20.865. Fifth for number 15, Nathan Harrison, at 2 minutes 20.893. Sixth for number 10, Peter Hickman, at 2:21.67. Seventh for number 44, Rob Hodgson, at 2 minutes 21.72. Eighth for number 7, local man Michael Evans, with a 2:21.889. Ninth for number 65, Michael Sweeney, a 2:21.973. And your top 10 rounded out by another local man, Grant Thompson, on 17, 2:22.534. Then we had 23, Marcus Simpson, 11, Connor Cummins, 9, Barry Ferber, 91, Julian Trummer, 95, Eddie Wormwald, 92, Jamie Williams, 5, Paul Cassidy, 54, John Marsh, 50, David Rigby, 93, Paul Cranston, 52, Mark Jackson, 51, Radley Hughes, 27, Tom Snow, 8, Dan Sale, 20, Wayne Avis, 35, Kieran Brocky, 26, Dennis Booth, 37, Victor Ortega, 41, Russ Brook, and 46, Emmett Burke. And Rob Pritchard at Cross Four Ways had some last lap by Paul Jordan, 2:19.14. Looking at the Supersport lap record, it's a 2:17.16 held by Davey Todd from last year. That's some going, isn't it?
I know it's not quite knocking on the door of lap record pace, but maybe it's just tapping politely, if you like, there. But Paul Jordan, obviously, as the field was thinning out there, managed to get that last lap in, got out before the checkered flag, and boy, did he make it count. But looking down the rest of the field there as well, there's only just over 2.5 seconds that separates Paul Jordan at the top of the standings, right down to Rob Hodgson in 7th. You've got Mike Brown, Joe Yeardsley, Dominic Herbertson, Nathan Harrison, and Peter Hickman all in there as well. Michael Evans not too far outside the top 7 as well, just a 10th of a second. In my opinion at the moment, Chris, this is potentially the race to watch at the moment as well. Of course, plenty of things can happen between now and then, and we do have several Supersport races to come throughout this meeting. But just looking a little bit further back, that is an improvement for Peter Hickman as well. who will have no doubt just been getting to grips with things around the Blount course yesterday on his 810 Racing and his PHR Performance machinery out there as well. Looking a little bit outside the top 10 as well. Julian Trummer, who we've already previously mentioned, has already got plenty of experience racing here on Ireland on the Snaefell Mountain course, 14th quickest. So in and around the sort of region that he was qualifying in last time. So nice and steady from Julian Trummer as well. Eddie Warmold, who I did mention last night, and for those who weren't tuning in as well, but did tune into the Manx Grand Prix last year, he had a thoroughly impressive time as a Manx Grand Prix newcomer last year as well. Of course, a different kettle of fish compared to the Blount course, but still running inside the top 20 alongside the local riders in there next to him, Jamie Williams and Paul Cassidy, John Marsh going well, David Rigby and Paul Cranston as well. But yeah, just looking at these splits between the riders, just over half a second between Jordan and Brown, 7/10 between Brown and Yeardsley, 4/10 of a second between Yeardsley and Herbertson, 2/100 of a second between Herbertson and Nathan Harrison, 7/10 of a second between Nathan Harrison and Peter Hickman. If this is anything to go by, this could be some spectacle going forward. But it's the big bikes up next. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, going to be heading out for their third session. Going to say hello to a good friend of the Southern 100 Club, Chris Lennon. Chris, of course, Ratcliffe's Butchers, sponsored for many, many years events here at the Southern 100. I think living further afield there now, Chris, having a nice, well-earned pint. And another message, Justin, I believe bikes are going to be moving very shortly. Ken Matthews says, in memory of Richard Dickey Green, could we give a big mention? A good friend of 30 plus years who passed away a couple of weeks ago, listened to the Southern every year. He rode for quite a few years and was an avid supporter. Kenny Matthews. Kenny, thank you very much for that info. Beth, I think Simon's just told me that the machines are on the way out already.
They are certainly making their way down to the dummy grid here. Just spare a thought for Peter Hickman. It's obviously cooled off a little bit here, but he's on a different machine now, and a different machine means a different team, which means different leathers. And I reckon changing those when it has been as warm as it has, he's pretty speedy at doing that. He's well used to it, isn't he? As his machine is just wheeled in front of us there. And Peter Hickman looking really, really relaxed, obviously sporting that orange bib, which, as we said yesterday, we're not really used to seeing him in, are we? But great to see him down here racing on the Blount course. So all the bikes heading out. It's still fairly relaxed in the holding area here at the moment. Dean Harrison just going through the gate, number 26, just getting a little bit of a push out there. But Chris, they are on their way.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much to Beth down there in the paddock area. So let's go back to the earlier session. Dean Harrison on the Honda, of course. He's the man to watch. The Honda Fireblade, 2 minutes 12.430. 2 minutes 12.430. Nathan Harrison, 2:14.836. Quicker than what he went a bit earlier on, 2:16.6. Michael Dunlop, though, he improved as well up to third, a 2:15.122. And Mike Brown on the 4, 2:16.336. Dom Herbson, 2:16.340. Michael Sweeney on 65 and 6, 2:16.6, and 44 Rob Hodson at 2:16.62. So not much between the top 10. In fact, there's only 5.1 seconds covers the top 10. The top 10 completed by 12 Joe Yeardsley, 23 Marcus Simpson, and number 22 Paul Jordan, with the newcomer Peter Hickman just outside the top 10 with a 2:18.147. So big bikes, Rob Pritchard back out on track for their third session, looking for that all-important grid position.
They are indeed, because of course, let's not forget, as it stands at the moment, we're due to have the first race of the 2026 Southern 100 Road Races, the Peel Holdings Senior Race, the 7-lap event tomorrow morning as well. So this, it really is the last chance to try and get your best times on the board as well. And on the basis of the previous session that we had as we await the machines coming towards us, if you're looking to get on the front two rows, around the 2:16 mark is where you want to be. Simpson, Nathan Harrison, Julian Trummer on the way through as well on this sighting lap. There's Barry Ferber and Jonathan Perry as well. And the thing is, with the tweak to the schedule, as number 7 Michael Evans comes past, is they're just getting a little bit more time on these machines. If they've had to bring them in, as both Hodson and Nelms come past us, and number 35 Kieran Brocky, just means that if they have to make a couple of last minute tweaks, they're not having to do it on a race day. 51, there's Mike Brown, there's Joe Yeardsley on the way through as well. Number 22 Paul Jordan going well, there's Michael Dunlop. Then we've got Hickman, 8:2:17. There's Dean Harrison in the back of that little quartet on the way through. So he might have to have some traffic to clear in this session. 55, 32 and 11. There's Connor Cummins up alongside Richard Eglin. And then latest on the way through is Keith Pringle, followed by Dennis Booth and Dominic Herbertson. To you, Chris.
Two riders out to the front again. Marcus Simpson and Nathan Harrison both go through. Wow, it's so fast on these big bikes past here. 91, the newcomer, Julian Trummer goes through. 7, Mikey Evans, Jonathan Perry and Barry Ferber just ahead of them. 44, Rob Hodson on the SMT Honda. He goes through as well. No sign of Harrison yet. Dean, that is, as 35 goes through, and 94, I think that was. 35, Kieran Brocky. 94, Daniel Nelms. 4, Mike Brown. So Mike is 10th on the road at the moment. Radley Hughes and Joe Yeardsley just go through. There's Hickman 10. Now, that is a train and a half to watch. 10, Peter Hickman. 3, Dean Harrison. And number 6, Michael Dunlop, separated on the road as he went past us by about a second. So that's a battle and a half. Let's have a look at it. It's like TT, Hickman, Harrison, Dunlop through. Then it's Thompson, Webster, Jordan, Cummins, Almeric Blank, Richard Eglin goes through as well. There's 22, 23 riders out there at the moment. That is Dominic Herbertson on 2, 83 Keith Pringle, 26 Dennis Booth. I think that looked like Keith Pringle. I think there was just gone through. It was Keith who has gone through a few moments ago there. One more rider just through there now. That was 39, Dermot Cleary. But Simpson, Marcus and Nathan Harrison, the leaders on the road at Cross Four Ways.
Yep, seems to be a bit of a common theme, doesn't it? These local riders trying to get out early. Here are your first 2 on the road for these time laps. It is Marcus Simpson and Nathan Harrison, only around 3 bike lengths separating those 2 at the front of the order on the road. Couple of seconds further back, number 91, Julian Trummer into Cross Four Ways here. Then we've got Jonathan Perry, we've got Barry Ferber. Number 7, Michael Evans is just catching the 2 in front of him, it seems, on the road. Number 44, Rob Hodson, and then a little bit of a gap in the field in the sunshine as well. Of course, that sun's starting to sit a little bit lower in the sky as well, so particularly that run from the likes of Ballakagan to Ballabeg as Mike Brown comes past us. That sun might just become a little bit of a factor for some of those riders out there in the visors they're choosing. 35 through, there's Joe Yeardsley, there's Daniel Nelms, there is number 3, Dean Harrison, who's cleared. Number 6, Michael Dunlop there. And number 51 and Paul Jordan on the way through as well. So Dean Harrison and Michael Dunlop still one behind the other, but they've cleared a bit of the traffic. 82, 11, Connor Cummins. We've got 55 in there. Over to you, Chris.
Wow, fast as he went past us. Marcus Simpson just ahead of Nathan Harrison. A 2:16.69 for Marcus, a 2:16.7 for Nathan Harrison. And the Kumho riders so fast across the line. Mikey Evans, Jonathan Perry, Julian Trummer, Barry Ferber all safely through. But it's a 2:16.694 for Marcus Simpson. Top of the moment to Rob Hodson on 44, slotting into 3rd, but that could change as number 4, Mike Brown has just gone through. And Mike Brown, he slots himself into, well, top, Mike Brown top, 2:16, 188, 112 mile an hour lap there for Mike Brown that time. 112.345 for the Calais rider there. 112.345 gets himself top. Dean Harrison up the 2nd place. So Dean Harrison at 2:16.297. And Cross Four Ways, no show for Peter Hickman, I think that was. But Michael Dunlop's just gone through as well. 14th place for Michael at the moment. So your top 10, 4 Brown, 3 Harrison, 23 Simpson, 15 Nathan Harrison, 44 Rob Hodson, 2 Dom Herbertson, 7 Michael Evans. He is in 7th. At 17 Grant Thompson and 83. Of course, Keith Pringle go through. Continuing on, 22 Paul Jordan, 8th, 42 Jonathan Perry, 9th, and the newcomer Julian Trummer in 10th position. But Mike Brown, Rob Pritchard at Cross Four Ways, he's top of the pile again with a 2:16.1.
Absolutely here, Marcus Simpson and Nathan Harrison, virtually nothing between them in terms of the placing on the road there. So got themselves a little battle for supremacy to try and get the best lines through Cross Four Ways there. As you mentioned just before, Chris, we didn't see Peter Hickman on that previous lap as Trummer, Perry come past us. We've got Michael Evans, Rob Hodson now just looking to get ahead of Barry Ferber on the road as well. Then a bit of a gap, a couple of behind. There is Mike Brown on the way through as well, 2:16.188. Just to mention as well from the previous session, that 2:12.430 that Dean Harrison set, that was actually below the lap record for the Peel Holdings Senior race tomorrow. Joe Yeardsley and Dean Harrison on their way past as well. So Dean Harrison in the last session was actually below the lap record pace for the pace for the Peel Holdings Senior race. 35 and 22. So that's Paul Jordan slotting in behind Kieran Brocky, Daniel Nelms, and number 6 Michael Dunlop right behind the newcomer. If he had mirrors, you get a shock as to who's in behind him. There's Connor Cummins. There is Hickman on the way past. Dominic Herbertson as well on the way through. So Hickman is past us this time across 4 ways. 55 and 51 on the way through as well. Number 82, Austin Webster on his Suzuki, the rider from Bude. To you, Chris.
Just looking at the lap for Marcus Simpson, has just put himself in provisional pole, 2 minutes 15.95. His quickest lap before today was a 2:15.915, so he's not too far away from his quickest ever lap, but he is on provisional pole, but not for long. Mike Brown with a 2:14.817. He's got himself into that top position there with a 113.4 mile an hour lap. And looking at Mike Brown, a 2:14.41, and that's near enough his quickest lap, obviously only in qualifying. Dean Harrison has just gone quicker as well. He is 0.156 behind Mike Brown in second place. The number 3 Honda rider, a 2:14.973. As number 94 goes through, Daniel Nelms on his machine. Paul Jordan, Peter Hickman through. He did drop down in the previous run, but Peter Hickman has now jumped back up again. So Hickman up to 10th place. Michael Dunlop still down in 10th position. Beg your pardon, 12th position at the moment for Michael Dunlop. So that's not looking good for the Ballymoney rider. So at the top, it's Mike Brown with a 2:14.817, who is quickest, 113.4, and Dean Harrison, 2 minutes 14.97, 113.3. Back to Rob.
Marcus Simpson and Nathan Harrison passed us once again. So Marcus Simpson and Nathan Harrison together on the road, together on the timing. Simpson third quickest, Nathan Harrison fourth quickest, just 0.8 of a second separate those two. Then it's Hodgson, Herbertson, Evans, Yeardsley, Hickman and Jordan rounding out the top 10 as it stands. Here's number 42, Jonathan Perry. Then we've got Michael Evans and Rob Hodgson. Then there's Mike Brown, who's moved up ahead on the road at number 9, Barry Furman as well. So Mike Brown keeping up that pace. He is still the pace setter at the moment, 2:14.187. Number 3, Dean Harrison. Can he respond? Just over 1/10 of a second back off number 4, Mike Brown. Number 12, Joe Yeardsley on the way past, running inside the top 10 at the moment with that 2:19.329. That has him 0.3 of a second off his fellow Ireland rider, Michael Evans, in 7th at the moment. Number 91, Julian Trummer, running 13th quickest at the moment at 2:20.968, his best so far. Paul Jordan on the way past, and there's Michael Dunlop on the way through as well, with Peter Hickman now following close in tow. And Michael Dunlop has gone, he's actually couldn't quite stop it in time at Cross Four Ways. He had to swing right round and slowed right down, so that was going to ruin his time on this particular lap for Michael Dunlop. Number 55 just going past Amorit Blanc as well. So just to let you know, Dunlop was just ahead on the road of Peter Hickman there. I wonder if there was a possible issue with the brakes there maybe, but he had to go really wide at Cross Four Ways, slow right down and swing back forward. So we're just having a look, and Nathan Harrison has now set the quickest lap of the session. It's a 2:13.913 for Nathan Harrison, and now Dean Harrison has usurped him, 2:13.402. So we've just seen the lead change twice in the space of about 2 seconds. Dean Harrison now the quickest, a 2:13.402. Then it's Nathan Harrison, just over half a second back, a 2:13.913. Mike Brown, all of a sudden in the space of about 5 seconds, has gone from top to third at the moment. So that's your front row at the moment as it stands. Still way to go in this session. Dean Harrison, Nathan Harrison, Mike Brown. Marcus Simpson therefore dropping into 4th at the moment, so onto the second row provisionally, a 2:15.950 at the moment. Peter Hickman rounding up the top 5, a 2:17.122. Number 32, Richard Eglin on the way past us here at Cross Four Ways on this latest time now. And number 11, Connor Cummins as well. Connor Cummins down in 16th at the moment on his first return to the Southern 100 Road races for 14 years. Here comes your leaders on the road again. Marcus Simpson, Nathan Harrison, and they've just lapped there the number 39 machine, the newcomer Dermot Cleary, who's on his previous lap at the moment as well. Looking outside the top 5 then, Rob Hodgson 6th quickest at the moment with a 2:17.2, just over a second back. Paul Jordan 7th quickest at 2:18.297. There is Rob Hodgson, there is Jonathan Perry, there's number 4 Mike Brown. He won't be getting signals around the course, but he'll have work to do if he's to catch the other two in front of him on the timings. There's Michael Evans, Barry Ferbert and Dean Harrison through for yet another run past us here across Four Ways in the sunshine. Looking further back from Paul Jordan, 7th quickest at the moment, it is number 2 Dominic Herbertson, 8th quickest at 2:18.821. There are 3 minutes left to go in this big bike session. And then 9th quickest, 7 Michael Evans. In fact, Connor Cummins has had a great lap. He's just jumped up to 7th at the moment on the Conrad Motorsport machine. There's Julian Trummer and Paul Jordan. And then we've got number 10, Peter Hickman, on the way through as well. A couple of seconds back, number 2, Dominic Herbertson. And now we mentioned on the previous lap that Michael Dunlop was ahead of Peter Hickman in the order on the road. Here he is now, Michael Dunlop. So he's actually dropped behind not just Hickman, and he's slowed again at Cross Four Ways and has to run a little bit wide there as well. I wonder if there's a little bit of an issue potentially with the brakes there at the moment, because he's having to run so slowly into Cross Four Ways. Kieran Brocky on the way past, and Amorit Blanc as well. There's the newcomer Daniel Nelms. As you mentioned, Connor Cummins moving up into 7th. on that previous lap as well. That means Michael Evans drops to 10th and Joe Yeardsley down to 11th. 42, Jonathan Perry running 12th quickest. Michael Dunlop is down to 13th quickest at the moment, and number 82 goes past. That's Austin Webster. Where does Austin Webster drop in at the moment? 22nd quickest. So behind Dunlop, 13th quickest, is number 91, Julian Trummer at 220.9. Then it's Barry Ferber, number 9, 15th quickest at 221.877. We're looking to see if there are going to be any inroads made toward the top of the timing boards in the next couple of moments as Keith Pringle and Dennis Booth make their way past us. Dominic Herbertson has now moved up to 5th quickest on that previous lap with a 2:15.925, his best of the session. Peter Hickman has moved up to 4th here with a 2:15.846. That's his best lap of this session, as well as number 71, Stephen Bellavoine, on the way through, the rider from France. There's number 11, Connor Cummins, putting an impressive lap last time out. But he's dropped down to 9th now with everything that's going on as well. It's just changing all the time as Marcus Simpson is past us once again across 4 ways. So the leaders on the road coming back past us over the next couple of moments. There's number 15, Nathan Harrison. 2 minutes to go in this session. Marcus Simpson just seems to pull clear a little bit of Nathan Harrison. Nathan Harrison easing off potentially, or Marcus Simpson putting the hammer down. Number 32, Richard Eglin on the way through, 39. And Rob Hodson slotting in behind number 39, Dermot McCleary. Number 4, Mike Brown on the way through. Jonathan Perry getting another lap, as is Dean Harrison and Michael Evans. So Dean Harrison moving ahead of Michael Evans on the road there. So it is now Dean Harrison, Nathan Harrison up to 2nd, Mike Brown 3rd, Peter Hickman 4th, Dominic Herbertson 5th, Simpson in 6th at the moment, Paul Jordan 7th, Rob Hodson 8th, Connor Cummins 9th, Michael Evans 10th, making up the top 10 as it stands at the moment. A bit of a gap in the road at the moment. Joe Yeardsley, as a result of the latest timings, has dropped down to 12th with a 2:19.1, his best at the moment. Paul Jordan, there's Peter Hickman on the way through, a couple of seconds back. Number 2, Dominic Herbertson, who went the time to Nathan Harrison. He comes through on this latest lap. Does he go better? No, he's been slowing down as Nathan Harrison at 2:21 points. We'll try and get that in just a moment. Michael Dunlop, a little bit smoother on the way through cross 4 ways this time. After having to run a little bit wide at cross 4 ways in the last couple of laps, that was much smoother from MD through there. So as it stands at the moment, Dean Harrison was slowing down on that latest lap as well. He's done a 2:15.148 as he crosses the line, not near to his 2:13.4. So he was slowing down, maybe coming in. The checkered flag is out as well, so limited time left on this session. To you, Chris.
One of the riders who will get another lap in just before the checkered flag out went out is number 7, Michael Evans. But Peter Hickman's put in a pretty good lap. He's out on another one. He's up to 4th place on the number 10 machine as Paul Jordan goes through in the Jackson Racing bike. He's 8th position for Paul. In fact, no, Paul Jordan up to 4th at 2:15.656 for Paul Jordan, the man from Macrofelt. So he jumps up to 5th place, just behind Peter Hickman by only half a second or so. And there's Michael Dunlop. Will we see an improvement for Michael this time? We do, up to 3rd at 2:14 from 4:56 for Michael Dunlop, 113.79. That's his quickest lap, slots him into there as Dominic Herbertson home in 7th place on the machine that Dominic's on this year, the BMW M1001 RR, the Stanley Stewart machine. But Dean Harrison with 0.511 ahead of 15, Nathan Harrison with a 2:13.4 compared to Nathan's 2:13.913 as number 35 goes across the line to finish. Kieran Brocky, another rider just across the line there, as you'll just be through. That was, looked like, I think, Julian Trummer, possibly. Julian Trummer. We've got Nathan Harrison and Marcus Simpson. We're having a good old little battle, haven't we, as we go through in this session. As 82 comes across the line to take the flag. That's Austin Webster, who Rob mentioned a bit earlier on, in round about 20th position. And Mike Brown and Dean Harrison have just gone through cross 4 ways as well. So we'll be keeping a little eye on this one as you come through, see if there's anything between them. Let's look at it then. So there's only between the top 5, 1.6 seconds. That's all it is between the top 5. And there's Connor Cummins. Does Connor improve? 10th position for Connor so far. And does Connor move up at all? Stays in 10th. Doesn't improve that time. Another rider just across the line there. We'll just see who that was. Marcus Simpson. Marcus doesn't improve that time. Let's have a little look. Nathan Harrison, no, not an improvement for Nathan either. And I think it's the next one we are waiting for will be Mike Brown. He should be the next. In fact, that's him. There he is. That colour scheme that he has with the red front number plate on the machine with the white back, the red background with the white number, if I could say it. A 2:14.767. That's actually his quickest lap. Sticks him into 4th place. And Dean Harrison just across the line there. As we said, Michael Evans is going to get another lap. Does Miggy improve this time? Does he improve on his 2:18.06? He doesn't improve on that at all. So from the top, number 3, Dean Harrison, a 2:13.4. Number 15, Nathan Harrison, a 2:13.913. As the rider comes through, just holding the hand up to say that they are slowing down. 32, Richard Eglin, that is. 3rd place, number 6, Michael Dunlop. a 2:14.45. Fourth for number 4, Mike Brown, 2:14.767. Fifth for number 10, Peter Hickman, with a 2:15.01. Sixth for number 22, Paul Jordan, a 2:15.65. Seventh for 2, Dom Herbertson, 2:15.92. Eighth for number 23, Marcus Simpson, a 2:15.950. And I tell you what, that is only 0.4 hundredths of a second outside Marcus's quickest ever lap round here as well. Rob Hodgson comes home in ninth on the 44 bike, 2:16.74. And then rounding out the top 10, number 11, Connor Cummins, a 2:17.952. Then it was 7, Mikey Evans, 12, Joe Yeardsley, 91 at 42, John Perry, 91, Julian Trummer, 9, Barry Ferber, 17, Grant Thompson, 14, Sam West, 55, Amoric Blank, 19th for 35, Kieran Brocky, and the top 20 by 82, Austin Webster. Then 71, Steven Bellavoine, the French rider. He was very, very stylish coming out of the School Hill rise there towards us. He's in 21st place. 26, Dennis Booth. 94, Daniel Nelms. 83, Keith Pringle. 39, Dermot Cleary. 51, Rad Hughes. And 32, Richard Eglin. That's the Superbikes done for their qualifying ahead of the first race for them, the Peel Holdings Senior Race tomorrow. Coming up in a moment or two, we'll have the Sport Bike Super Twins out on their green plates in a moment. But again, Dean Harrison on the big bikes, Rob Pritchard at Cross Four Ways. He's the man to beat. Just before we go to you, very quickly, a big hello to Gareth McCauley and all the team working hard for the Armoy Road Races. They're listening to us here on Manx Radio Motorsport. Over there, probably an AM 1368. They're in Armoy. You can pick it up from there. So the team there still building the track ahead of their races at the end of July. Back to Rob for his thoughts quickly.
Yeah, and I suppose across the board, really, although Dean Harrison didn't go as quick as he did in the earlier session, it was a 2:12, the previous one as well, which I mentioned was actually under the previous Peel Holdings senior race lap record. It's relatively consistent across the board. We understand that they're just about getting ready to go over in the paddock, actually, so we'll hand over to Beth.
I can't hear. Well, we are just watching the bikes go through for this green-plated session then. I was just talking to Daniel Pearson, always a really relaxed rider. He likes to have a little bit of a nana nap, which I think in this sunshine today would have been a glorious thing, but they are making their way down now. It's a little bit cooler here, but honestly, conditions just absolutely perfect. Dan was just saying he had a little bit of an issue yesterday. It obviously been going well. We were hearing how well he was going during that qualifying session, so fingers crossed, no such problems tonight. And Chris, they are on their way.
They are. We can hear them in the background there. The twins getting out, the sport bikes, the super twins, whatever you want to call it, the lightweights as they call them here. They're heading out for their session. It was Paul Jordan, the man to beat in the first session a bit earlier on, 2:20 in the second session, at 2:24.379. Rob Hodgson 2:24.523, and Joe Yeardsley 2:26.887. Then Barry Ferber in there too, Dom Herbertson, Michael Bampton. Good performance by Michael in the top 6. 92 Jamie Williams, 92 Stephen Gorton, 59 Sepp Noel, and 5 Paul Cassidy on his number 10 GSXR 800 machine. So just a little reminder, if you are just joining us here on Manx Radio Motorsport, good evening to you, wherever you may be listening to us. You might be listening to us around the circuit on 87.9 FM. You could be listening on AM 1368 or online at manxradio.com. Of course, this is Manx Radio bringing you the coverage of the 2026 Southern 100, the 71st years of the Isle of Man Steam Packet Company event. And of course, tomorrow there'll be live coverage of it as well via the King of the Roads team, the Green Light team. We've been down here setting up their stuff today. We're going to match what we're doing with what we're doing, and it's going to be fun. Let's get out the Cross Four Ways. The twins, Paul Jordan, Rob Hodgson, Joe Yeardsley. Down there, Rob Pritchard. They're definitely the men to watch here, aren't they?
They are indeed, and the last chance to get some timings on the board. Here's your first machine on the road, and it is that of number 12, Joe Yeardsley, who, if you remember or weren't watching the last lightweight session, actually pulled over twice here across Four Ways. As James Williams, Stephen Gorton, who we heard from before, going well in this class at the moment, and really enjoying himself. One of the big things, isn't it? 59 on the way past. And the next interview, number 25, is Andrew Hurd on the way through as well. Number 61, which is Leon Murphy. Number 18, Michael Bampton. Number 5, Paul Cassidy on this sighting lap as well. The fact as well, they do say, don't they, a happy rider is a fast rider, don't they? So the fact that Stephen Gorton's been enjoying himself, we saw him in the top 6, I believe it was, in the previous session. Top 8, I should say, he was 8th quickest last time out. Number 45 going fastest, that's Lee Osprey, also going well, 12th quickest in the previous one. Grant Thompson, who we heard was having a little bit of an issue with the steering damper, I think it was, wasn't it? Maybe catching the bearings just a little bit there. Hopefully he'll be hoping they've got that sorted out. 4 more interview, including number 2, Dominic Herbertson. To you, Chris.
And that is the sound of the number 12 machine. Fantastic. Joe Yeardsley on the Flitwick machine. 92 and 99 go past us here on their lightweight machines. Jamie Williams and Stephen Gorton, they go through. And Sepp Noel on the number 59 machine. He was going well earlier on in this qualifying. 25, next rider through. 25, Andrew Hurd. Hurd in from Preston. The 2 together, 3 together with Paul Cassidy in the middle. And there, of course, the louder machine just in the back of that was number 9, Barry Ferber. Couple more machines into view. 60 and 84. They go safely through. Luke Blevins on 84. 60, Jack Andrews in there too. 2 more machines across the line. Dan Pearson, 77, 21, James Leatham. 45, Lee Osprey. And Lee goes through on his machine there, riding from a good mate, Tryson McMullen. Not seen Tryson yet. Try and catch up with him. Unfortunately, we do have a red flag here at the start and finish as the riders continue to cross the line. So they have the red flags and they also have the warning boards here as well. So with the time at 19 minutes past 8, we do have a red flag here at the start and finish. And as is what we do here at Manx Radio Motorsport, we don't hang on. We mentioned this last night. We had the incident with the sidecars. We will wait to get the information from the team upstairs who are very, very good at passing us the information. For now, we will stand down here at the start and finish line and we'll hand it back to Simon. When we get more details, we'll let you know straight away. Just on 6 minutes past 9, welcome back to Manx Radio Motorsport's coverage of the Southern 100 2026 live from the start and finish line here at the 4.25 mile Motor Isle Balown Circuit. Now, another update from the clerk of the course. He's just been down to tell us in person. So we're only going to do the sidecars. The Super Twin sport bikes won't be going back out. It will be the sidecars heading out for their second session. I think we should just head down to the paddock there and see if there's been any action yet, because the travelling marshals have made their way back here and Beth Espey is down there for us. Beth, any movement as of yet?
No, Chris, not just yet, but we will obviously update you as soon as we see the sidecar outfits moving down here. It's amazing. I was just talking to somebody about how quickly the holding area just completely goes quiet. It is like a vanishing act in there, but obviously everybody headed back to their awnings and preparations ahead of tomorrow. But yeah, as soon as we hear the sidecars coming down, we'll let you know.
Thank you very much to Beth Espey. Yes, so it's just a bit of a waiting game. Just a reminder, we do have until 9:40, no later than 9:40 on the road closing order. And the sidecars, well, they're going to unfortunately get that sun, the low sun, which is really, really low there as they head up towards Ballachagan. You're going to have to unfortunately deal with that, but they're all experienced competitors and they'll be heading out. It was Kieran Clark who was quickest on the number 9 outfit yesterday. They only got a couple of laps in because the first one unfortunately was stopped. He's on a course on his 11.09 KCR Moorespeed BMW, 2 laps, quickest time of a 2 minutes 50.821, 89.567. But if you look at the pre-TT, the lap record for the sidecars is held by Kieran Clark. With Andrew Johnson in the chair, 91.687. So he's not too far off that pace already, considering he only got the 2 laps in. Second was number 17, Alan Thomas and Andrew Miller. They did 82.916. And then 28, Adam Holden and Trevor Johnson, 73.276. They're the times that we have. We have no details on official start time yet. Beth will obviously give our producer Simon. In fact, they are moving down there. That's good to see, isn't it? Let's get underway again. Let's get back down to Beth and describe the action for us, Beth.
Yeah, we can just see the outfit of Kieran Clark and Rob Copic just going past us. It's so distinctive, that one. Bright orange, just glinting in the sun, which is just going down here. I tell you what, the heat has gone out down here. It was so warm before, but it's definitely a little bit chillier now. But the sidecars all lining up. We've got 4 outfits in front of us. As number 17, that is Alan Thomas, and Andrew Miller just pulls in front of us as well. So they're just making their way to the front. The gate at the top of the Drummy Gid there is still closed at the moment. Just some information being held up for the sidecar outfits so they can see it. Number 67, that's Alan Warner and Josh Saunders on their blue outfit there. Honestly, they're remarkable things, aren't they? These classic sidecar machines, and there is so much love for this sidecar class around the Balown course, and it's great to see it here, as we know some of the difficulties that there have been. Dickie Gale is just going up and he's just giving the riders and the drivers some information. I think he's talking about the sunlight. It is quite low here, so obviously that will make a little bit of a difference. Number 70, that wonderful Tony Bannister and James Salisbury outfit, the 800 Triumph Westlake, which is just incredible. Can't wait to see that one going round. So they are all lined up now and just eager to get away and get this session going, and fingers crossed that is not going to be too long now as the gate is opened and they are on their way, Chris.
Brilliant stuff. So they'll be making the way up towards the Hedges area, towards Ballakegan, for their little sighting lap, just to get a feel of the conditions around this 4.25 mile Motor Isle Ballown circuit. And then they'll be heading, and of course, the passengers will have to do so much work around here as well. So bumpy around here. It is flat. There is a lot of new tarmac done over the year, but the hard work begins really for the chairs when they head towards Fast Ballabeg Station, heading towards Ballinorish, Joey's Gate on the brakes there, past my old mate Paul Clegg and Anna's house there on the right-hand side on the approach to the Ballabeg hairpin, so bumpy into there. And do you remember the sidecar races there last year, the Crow Boys and Lee Crawford and Founsey going into there? That first sidecar race last year was absolutely incredible. And of course, we do wish Ryan and Callum all the best on their continued recovery. And then they head out towards Ballawhetstone again, just quick, fast places, fast corners at Ballawhetstone there, the right hand. You can look out for a big, tall curb on the inside there, just by the Hamptons farm, by the stables there at Ballawhetstone. And they go through Ballawhetstone, through Williams Corner, and then flat out really, down through Ballown Dip, up back into the light again as you come out of the trees into Cross Four Ways, then heading towards Church Bends, the right and then the left of Church Bends, and then flat out all the way through Great Meadow, that right-hander there by the Great Meadow, a big building that's there. We used to have the Southern Agricultural Show, and then down towards Stadium Bend again, left-hander Stadium, hard on the brakes in the Castletown Bridge, the right-hander, and then back towards us. But out at Cross Four Ways, they're going to get them through on the sighting lap as Rob Pritchard.
They are indeed, and you mentioned the conditions, Chris, and the low sunlight, particularly when, just off the top of my head, particularly they'll have to think about that when they're going from the likes of Ballakegan up to Ballabeg. But of course, that run from Ballabeg through, as you mentioned, Ballawhetstone and Williams as well, they might get a bit of that strobing effect through the trees as well. But into the sunlight and towards Cross Four Ways is Kieran Clark and Rob Coppock, who in that truncated classic sidecar session last night set the quickest pace at 2 minutes 50.821, and that's some way clear of the rest of the field that did manage to get some sort of time in. It was 13.8 seconds clear of Alan Thomas and Andrew Miller, 32 Will Smith and Andy Smith, Dave Molyneux and Dan Sale, and the number 17 outfit of Alan Thomas and Andrew Miller, the Bellis Honda, the Bridgend and Leamington Spa pairing on the way through as well. A couple of seconds further back, one more three-wheeled machine into view as the sun is just about to dip below the tree line in front of me. Is the number 28 outfit, the Honda of Adam Holden and Trevor Johnson on the way through as well. As was quite rightly pointed out, roads have to reopen no later than 9:40 p.m. this evening, and that is a no later that they have to get everything done. So just a chance to get a couple of laps in for these classic sidecar outfits as well. We did have a bit of a bizarre situation last night that went on after the red flag that meant that some stopped and some kept going. Anyway, time practice to begin for the three-wheelers. To you, Chris.
Let's have a listen. Wow. Across the line, Kieran Clark and Rob Coppock on the number 9 outfits. Their beautiful machine. The KCR More Speed BMW, Eddie's Motorcycles, Tadcaster driver and Runcorn passenger. Another outfit interview. 2 more outfits interview. 3 more outfits. Number 32, number 2, Dave Molyneux. Number 17 in there as well. 17, Alan Thomas and Andrew Miller. 32, Will Smith and Andy Smith on their BMW. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 outfits through so far. As we look up towards the bridge once more. Beautiful to hear that Dave Molyneux and Dan Sale machine. The DMR, the TR750 Suzuki. Next outfit interview. 28 outfit of Adam Holden and Trevor Johnson. Trevor celebrating his 77th birthday tomorrow, so we'll give him a mention tomorrow as well. They're on their 750 Honda, the Cottingham and Rochester pairing, so that is 5 outfits so far going past us there now. And I say, to give you the times they did yesterday, around about the 250s, about the 310s, 320s for these guys on these classic sidecar outfits. And, of course, they're great to see them out here. We had them here a couple of months ago, of course, at the Pre-TT Classic. Another outfit has just flashed across the bridge there at Castletown, becoming out of the trees any moment now and back into the sunlight-ish. In fact, 2 outfits heading towards us. 67 and also 70 coming through. Alan Warner on their MRE BMW from Peel, and of course Bidworth passenger of Josh Saunders and Tony Bannister and James Salisbury on their Triumph Westlake machine, the Leyland and Nottingham pairing. They go through, so we have a total of 7 outfits back to Cross Four Ways.
There is the leading machine out on the road of Kieran Clark and Rob Coppock, the newcomer passenger, on the way through Cross Four Ways on their first timed lap here as well. And just to go back to a point that Beth just briefly made as well before this session got underway, the amount of, I suppose, love and passion that has to go into these sidecar outfits, because so many aspects of them are bespoke as well. It's all down to the teams, and the likes of this man, of course, Dave Molyneux and Dan Sale on their way through as well. Two more machines into view. 32, Will Smith and Andy Smith, first time laps for them, as well as number 17, Alan Thomas and Andrew Miller as well. And talking about Dave Molyneux, a legend of the sidecar racing community as well. And of course, this machine that he's got, the Suzuki, on his own chassis as well, the DMR chassis out there as well. Such a specialised field, isn't it, for these respective three-wheeled outfits, and particularly the classics as well out there. And we all know that the war of attrition that classic racing can be at times as well, just to get them to finish, as we see at the likes of the Pre-TT Classic, whether it's the three-wheeled or two-wheeled machine. It is an effort at times. Over to you, Chris.
Sounds lovely as it goes past us. Kieran Clark and Rob Coppock, they go through. Don't have the times, unfortunately, up on the screen there at the moment to bring you, but they have gone across the line there now, safely away. And the next outfit, we should see number 32, Will Smith and Andy Smith, and Dave Molyneux and Dan Sale. As we look up to the Castletown corner once more. Yes, unfortunately, no time popping up there, but there's Dave Molyneux through. Sounds great, doesn't it? It does, and there we go. 32 should be next to 2 minutes 48 for Kieran Clark and Rob Coppock. 90.794. Dan Sale, 88.317 for those guys to 253. But it's 17, Alan Thomas and Andrew Miller. They slot into third place with Will Smith and Andy Smith dropping down to that fourth position. So Kieran Clark and Rob Coppock, 90.794. Molyneux and Sale, 88.317. And Thomas and Miller, 83.8. And then we've got the next outfit of 32, Smith and Smith on their outfit 32, 83.656. So three more outfits we are waiting for. The 28 outfit of Holden and Johnson, the 67 outfit of Warner and Saunders. Here's the next outfit. Let's have a listen.
Cross Four
750
Ways.
Honda of Adam Holden goes through, back to Cross Four Ways.
I was just going to mention that number 67, Alan Warren and Josh Saunders, and also number 70, Tony Bannister and James Salisbury, have not long come through Cross Four Ways, so the field is quite spread out. Just looking at a couple of the splits there, Kieran Clark and Rob Coppock, perhaps unsurprisingly, 4.7 seconds clear of Molyneux and Sale. But if you look back between 17 and 32, just less than half a second there as Kieran Clark and Rob Coppock come through on this latest lap. Alan Thomas and Andrew Miller third quickest on those first time laps from Will Smith and Andy Smith. So, of course, very early days in this session, indeed, classic sidecar racing here at the Southern 100. But could it be the battle for a final podium place that could be the one to keep an eye out on? And then fifth quickest, Adam Holden and Trevor Johnson, 19.7 seconds further back. 3 minutes of this session remaining, so a chance to get a lap or so in for the rest of the machines out there. Here's Dave Molyneux and Dan Sale on their way through. So second quickest for them. As we mentioned, a 2:53.240 on that first timed practice, 4.726 seconds off Kieran Clark and Rob Coppock at a 2:48.514. Next up here, well, Dave Molyneux and Dan Sale, they've cleared Will Smith and Andy Smith here through Cross Four Ways, and then number 17, Alan Thomas and Andrew Miller on the way through as well. Over to Chris.
Alan Warner, Josh Saunders, Tony Bannister and James Salisbury, they've gone through as well. They've just done their outfits across the line. Here comes Kieran Clark and Rob Coppock, 2:48.514 to beat, 91.308. So they are getting on just about that record pace for the pre-TT. That's a 2:47.564. So on a pretty good pace there. 91.308 for the number 9 outfit. So we have 7 continuing to go. Bannister and Salisbury, 65.5. And Warner and Saunders, 65.228. Now, listen to this. Dave Molyneux outfit. Oh, he's pulling in. Still sounds great, doesn't it? Dave Molyneux and Dan Sale, 2:51.146. Their quickest lap so far, and I don't think they are going to improve on that this time. And I don't think we'll be too far away from the end of this session as well. We have the checkered flag being unfurled, ready to go. As we have the next outfit through. That's Will Smith and Andy Smith on the 32 bike, 17 Alan Thomas and Andrew Miller. They do take the checkered flag, but Kieran Clark and Rob Coppock and Will Smith and Andy Smith, they will get an extra lap here. Holden, Bannister and Warner, they won't. Smith and Smith at 85.593, 2 minutes 58.752. And Alan Thomas and Andrew Miller at 301.749, 84.102. So that is the checkered flag out. Remember that lap, though, for Clark and Coppock. Coppock, a new passenger here, by the way, 247.564, 91.308 mile an hour. And I think the leaders should be getting to just about cross four ways and Rob last time.
Yeah, we can hear them in the distance as well. That Eddie's Motos Tagcaster BMW is well turned out, isn't it, for these meetings at Ballown. And Kieran Clark and Rob Coppock will keep an eye on this lap, of course, see if they do end up going quicker than the 247.564 they have already set. So here they come into cross four ways. So as we understand, I tell you what as well, on the previous lap as well, we just got a big whiff of the tyre smoke as well as they were going back down through the box and on the brakes on that wider line that a lot of these sidecars like to take into cross four ways. They're laying down plenty of rubber as we look back down up the road where that little undulation is on the right hand side with the hedgerow over on the far right hand side to be the left of the riders and teams on the way through. That's the 67 of Alan Warner and Josh Saunders, and also Tony Bannister and James Salisbury closely in tow through cross four ways there. The outfits have been largely together with two newcomer drivers out there, of course, sorry, two newcomers out there on that particular case. Newcomer driver is out there for 67 there. They've got the orange bib on. And James Salisbury, newcomer passenger for the number 70 outfit alongside Tony Bannister as well. 32 on the way through, and that is Will Smith and Andy Smith. Keeping an eye then on this Kieran Clark and Rob Coppock time to end what has been another busy day on the Motor Isle Ballown course. See you, Chris.
Yeah, they just go across the line, perfect time. A little bit slower that time, just backing off a little bit, going through 2:38.837. Adam Holdham and Trevor Johnson came across the line. Trevor giving Adam a good pat on the back for getting the outfit home. So we're waiting now. We don't know Dave Molyneux and Dan Sale. They pulled into the pit, so it'll be the 32 outfit of Will Smith and Andy Smith we're waiting for next. And Tony Bannister and James Salisbury we're waiting for. And also number 67, Alan Warner and Josh Saunders. But ahead of the pack are the 247.564 Kieran Clark and Rob Coppock, some 3.5 seconds ahead of the number 2 outfit of Molyneux and Sale. Their quickest lap 89.397. And here's the next outfit through. They're getting the finish, they're getting the qualifying in. That's Alan Warner and Josh Saunders. They go through, and Tony Bannister struggling there. Tony just putting his arm up. Yes, he's getting finished, as is 32. So Tony Bannister and James Salisbury, they also finished, as does number 32 Will Smith and Andy Smith, who've done their quickest lap on the last lap there, 2 minutes 58.345. So quickly go over to Rob Pritchard for the final thoughts ahead of tomorrow when we go racing here at the Southern 100 2026.
Indeed, and just looking ahead to the big bike cast, because of course that is the first race that we are due to have, the 7-lap Peel Holdings senior race. And Dean Harrison, although in his second session he didn't go quite as quick as he did in that first session of the day where he was actually dipping under the lap record pace for the Peel Holdings senior race, it looks like, and obviously from a neutral perspective, it'll be competitive for those watching. I don't know if he's going to have it all his own way. Of course, he's been the pace setter around the Motor Isle Ballown course so far, but only half a second ahead of Nathan Harrison as well, the local man, also on Honda machinery as well. Michael Dunlop obviously getting things sorted out on his machine as well to be just over 1 second off the pace of Dean Harrison as well. So I'm not sure if Dean Harrison will have it all his own way. We saw Mike Brown impress, Peter Hickman improving to go fifth quickest as well in that remaining Superbike session. And then looking at the Supersport class, well, that really still could be the one to watch, couldn't it? Just 2.5 seconds separating first down to sixth, with Paul Jordan impressing yet again. It's so difficult to call across the respective classes, and just from a neutral side of things, that is exactly what we want to see. On the classic sidecar side of things, obviously a brief outing right at the end of the session here, but no doubt important laps just to get some miles in those bikes as well as they head into, as it stands at the very least, another classic sidecar qualifying session tomorrow morning along with the race to come. So I suppose at this point, as it stands, time practice coming to a close, and now it's all about the business of racing. You've got to get it done out on the course. Ready to go racing tomorrow. We're looking forward to it as the sun sets here at Cross Four Ways. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you very much to Rob and Matty and the team out there. And don't forget the sidecar is going to be going out for another practice tomorrow after the race in the morning. So bear in mind, roads close at 9:45 a.m. till 11:50. Quickly for the thoughts of Beth Espey before she wraps up down there. Beth, and a pretty successful evening apart from the incident out there at Church Bends. And we'll get an update on who the rider is, as I'm sure we will do on Manx Radio Motorsport as the evening continues. Beth, your thoughts on a good evening again?
Yeah, as I say, thoughts with the rider involved there. And as you say, we'll get that update as soon as it's available. But yeah, well, it's like blinking you missed it, isn't it? Qualifying pretty much done. Can't wait for racing tomorrow. And it's been brilliant talking to the newcomers who have all, without exception, have had smiles on their faces when they've come back in. Not everything has gone completely 100% to plan. I don't think it ever does in road racing, does it? But sometimes it's just about the personal bests and the personal achievements, and I'm sure we're going to see many of those tomorrow and on Thursday, Chris.
Thank you very much to Beth and the team down there at the Parc Fermé area. So that wraps it up here for the Manx Radio Motorsport team. We'll be back on air tomorrow morning ahead of racing. We are going racing tomorrow morning. The start time for the race is 10:20 a.m. And of course it will be streamed live on the King of the Roads with the Manx Radio commentary on there as well. So for me, Chris, Alex and Ed and all the team here on the start line, we'll hand you back to Simon Quine at Manx Radio Motorsport.
Manx Radio Motorsport, the best biking station in the world. Fueled by Ellen Vannon Fuels.